Welcome back to Books My Wife Likes, where I, Michael, read books that my wife likes, and then I explain those books to my friends. Here with me are my friends, Russell and Dylan.
What's going on, everybody?
Howdy ho, neighborino.
Today's episode is A Court of Wings and Ruin, the sequel to A Court of Mist and Fury, which is a sequel to A Court of Thorns and Roses. Now, before you start your breakdown of the second half of A Court of Mist and Fury.
Should I do the whole thing or just the second half?
Just the second half. If you think you could do the whole thing, we would love to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, we would love to, because it's a secondhand telling of a breakdown from something that I read. The funniest part is I got ADHD. I'm all over the wall, so I am not giving you guys the best descriptions. So it is funny getting the secondhand retelling of a book. Now, I am going to, there's only two things, real big things that I got wrong in the last episode. The blood rite does not take place under the mountain. It's Ramil. It's a mountain. It's for Illyrians to do the blood rite on. And so that was incorrect. And then another incorrect thing that I got that nobody actually pointed out to me, and I don't know if I said it, but I was so convinced that when they were fighting against Hybern, or the king of Hybern, when they got trapped by him, that it was Azrael's wings that got messed up in that. Azrael just got an arrow shot through him. Cassian's wings got fucked up protecting Azrael. Mm. So nobody actually pointed that out in the comments of the last episode. My wife didn't even point that out.
Yeah.
I had to. Now watch me be wrong about that. I was like, no, it was that. But
No, you were right, and then now you're wrong.
yeah, now you're incorrect. But no, it was Cassian's wings that got fucked up during that. All right, so Dylan, if you want to give us a breakdown of A Court of Mist and Fury, we would love to hear it.
So, I mean, basically, we pick up the beginning of the book is Feyre going to the night court, blah, 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 like all this crazy shit happens. And then they're getting eventually to where they realize they need to stop the Cauldron King of Hybern thing. So they then get sent on the mission to...
Oh, you're doing the second half of the book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Collect the books. So there's two parts of the books. They try to get it from this one king. Or not a king.
Tarquin.
Just like a leader.
They're kings.
Are they kings?
Okay.
Okay.
They're high lords.
Oh, yeah. But like they like...
Whatever you want to call tyranny.
They dupe him to try and get the one book, and then like the book ends up setting a trap for them. They make it out, and then they have to go see Feyre's sisters, and then the witches,
Mortal
over
Queens.
there. Mortal Queens.
They're not witches. They do. I mean, they know how to win. They know if you know how to teleport. Witch.
Yeah. I mean, they would have burned in the Salem witch trials. So
you got to think, yeah, their standard for witches in the Salem witch trial was a lot less than in A Court of, in the ACOTAR series.
So then, basically, they go there and they end up going back. Some chaos ensues. I'm trying to remember the best I can, but like basically, the end of the book where we got to before we finished up was the King of Hybern. Tamlin had kind of set up Feyre. He thinks he's protecting Feyre, but actually, like, he throws all of them under the bus. They all meet the King of the Hybern. He gets the cauldron going, and then her sisters are there. He ends up the witches, but the High Queens or whatever the hell their name is. They want him to run a test to make sure that they can become immortal like the Fays, and so they run the test on her sisters, and her sister, Nesta. She's kind of like a badass who's like, fuck you guys, I'm not doing this. And then she ends up like doing it. But then her other sister's kind of like, just like me, and kind of gets the powers. But that's kind of where we got left off. Well, no. There's a little bit to happen. So in the process of this, Feyre ends up like, her and Rhys are fully mated, and they can also like read minds. So she goes back to the Spring Court to basically be a conduit of intel to try and like undermine Tamlin, undermine the King of Hybern. Like, she is just like a spy over there, and so they can still communicate from long distance. And she plays like she's like, oh, thank you for saving me, and that's kind of where we get left, right?
Yeah. So
we should do
after the meeting with the Mortal Queens, remember, after the meeting with the Mortal Queens, Hybern attacks Valeris, and they nail up the young queen that left the other side of the book. They attack. But yeah, pretty good description of everything that has happened. So,
Did you say we should have a timer for that?
Yeah, just be like,
yeah, you got to get it done in 1 minute. Yeah, we forced somebody who got a second-hand retelling of the book
To summarize it in 1 minute.
in 1 minute.
I like that.
I do
idea.
have a timer.
And your time starts now.
I wonder if we could do it on here, like
Oh, yeah, have it pop
overlay
up.
that's just like it pops up and the
like a little
timer starts
little
counting
minute
down.
clock slowly ticking down.
That'd be cool.
Now, A Court of Mist and Fury. We split that up into 2 episodes. I'm going to try to do this one. We did A Court of Thorns and Roses in one. We're going to try to do this in one.
Well, I think the big thing that we need to remember though is like people hit pause and they come back to it. Like, so we don't have, like, it could be a 6-hour episode. If people are in it, they're
Right.
in it. And so like, we don't have to put a timestamp on and be like, oh, well, we're at 3 hours now. We should rep. No, like just, if it takes 4 hours for us to sit here and go through this, we sit here for 4 hours.
The thing is, too, is there's going to be a lot of things that happen that I don't really explain because it is not like super important to telling somebody the story. But there are some things that I'm just like, oh man, if I miss that, then like if I walk away from the table and then it hits me, I'm like, oh, I forgot to tell them this, and I feel like it hurts the episode. But
Well, you're trying to condense 26 hours worth of book into a few hours of us shooting the shit. So, like, I'm sorry, you were going to miss probably 23 hours of details in
All
the
right.
process.
so, A Court of Wings and Ruin. Are y'all ready? The book starts. It has a prologue, and it's Rhys looking through. You know, this is 2 years before the wall was made, so this is during the war, and he's looking through dead bodies to see if he finds Cassian. That's just how he's just scared that he's going to see his friend laying there amongst the dead. It starts. The book actually starts. We are in the Spring Court, of course, because remember, Feyre has went back to be a spy for the Night Court and to convince Tamlin that everything that she did with Rhys was because she was under mind control. So Lucian is he's still super worried because remember, Elaine is his mate. Mm-hmm. So he really wants to go and be with Elaine, and that's pretty much...
And that's Feyre's sister, right?
Yep. So Nesta is the one that, like, she pointed at the King of Hybern, and then it was like she took something from the cauldron. Like it had to give her too much. You know what I'm saying? And then Elaine was the one that Lucian stood up and put his coat around her when he was supposed to be locked in a ward, a curse. So, which actually gets explained in this book. And y'all ain't gonna believe it. God, there's so much stuff in this book too that I am so much like I'm scared of missing because I want you guys to be like, wow. Yeah. So
It's funny though because like some of our listeners to our other podcasts are over here and they're like, all right, I'm getting into this.
yeah, right.
Like they came just to support, but now they're like,
We got a lot of
with
people
us.
reading the books too. That's crazy.
I think I'm about to start going back and reading the ones we've already read, already gone through.
Do it.
Because
it is a good story.
yeah,
This
it's
is
good.
the best book out of
Is it?
all of them so far. Absolutely. It's just I like the pacing's a lot better, and there's just like a lot of action. Towards the second half of the book, there's kind of like redundant actions, but I don't think it hurts it.
This was her first part. Like, I mean, like it started with, the first book of this series, but like this is her first like.
No, her first one I think was A Throne of Glass at 16 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And A Throne of Glass is, I think, the number 10th best-selling book. Yeah, and
16 years old.
people
she
are
started?
crazy about it. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, so I think and I don't know, it's only people in comment sections that I get this from, but I think what happened with ACOTAR was that she had a deadline to get out with publishers or something like that. I don't know. I thought, if it's a lot better than anything I would write. So, yeah. All right, so we're in the Spring Court, and we know Feyre's whole mission is I got to fuck with everything that Tamlin has. I want to bring this bitch down to its knees. She does a pretty good job of it. So we see Ianthe, and Ianthe was like, hey, look, sorry for selling out your sisters. I did it for love. Ianthe's such a bitch, dude. I hate her so. With every ounce of my being, I hate Ianthe. But she's like, yeah, I did it for love. Because, something that I didn't really write home in the last book, too, is she is the center of attention. She always wants to be the center of attention. That is what she craves.
So like Russell.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly like Russell. You know how Russell's always cutting everybody off in conversations and stuff like that?
Yeah,
not me. No, I don't do that.
No, not at all.
No, it's not. That's not something that I do. But yeah, Russell is the center of attention.
See, told you.
God.
I like that.
Look, now I know when I'm around you, I have to protect my fortune tellers. But, and that's something that, that's something that Russell knows, because I was posting statuses on Facebook as I read it. And Russell was like, yeah, I read this one part, it spoiled it for me. But
you spoil the book before you're going to spoil the book for me.
Yeah.
In the
So you got to unfollow the Facebook page, dude.
Well, the good thing about my memory is I kind of can't remember most of that post. I just remember there being something.
All right, so Tamlin is trying to convey to Feyre that, he did all this to get her back.
For love.
For love, obviously.
Can I ask, is the running joke calling him tampon? Because I've seen like 5 different jokes, like in different comments on different platforms, calling him Tamlin.
Yeah, everybody that doesn't like Tamlin.
Is it because he gets beat up and bloody a lot, or?
No, it's just I don't know. But the crazy thing too is like, I don't know, tampons are kind of essential.
I mean, there's multiple different tools
there's
for that job.
There's a bunch of methods, but I don't find anything essential about Tamlin. I know Tamlin's got his defenders, dude. He has.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And it's when somebody starts defending Tamlin, it gives it only happens when he drinks, or that's what it gives. And I'm sorry, like it really does feel like if someone's doing that, they're making excuses for their spouse. They're trying to rationalize the thing that their spouse does.
We sweet most of the time, and then you just have to like forgive the weird
you gotta,
red flaggy stuff.
You got to forget when he smashed that gift right in front of you, and you had to put up a force field so it didn't hit you. And then you have to forgive him befriending Rhys. Rhys literally feeding this man when he wouldn't eat. And then him selling out his mom and sister.
Well, and you got to forgive when he like locked you in that little like area of the palace so that you couldn't go outside of those walls. So you're kind of like a prisoner.
Technically, that was another thing that I had wrong too, because Rhys was going to go meet his mom and sister, but he just got caught up in training. So
it's like he got caught up in traffic. Like he's driving. He's like, fuck, rush hour.
Yeah, well, they train so vigorously. Illyrians really... which I don't know if he's training with the Illyrians or the people from Night Court, because you got to remember they didn't like that Rhys is half Illyrian, so he was training with. If he was training with the Illyrians, I completely understand why he would miss the meeting up with his mom and sister. Also, he didn't think anything was going to happen.
It was just like Sunday brunch.
Yeah, who could predict that someone's coming to murder your mother and sister?
So Tamlin, though, he's trying to pitch this to Feyre that everything he's doing is because he loves her so much and he cares for her.
Yeah. Oh, which it is. I mean, it really is.
He genuinely does.
He genuinely loves Feyre.
Okay.
He's just like a frat boy, like a young guy that does not know how to hold his anger. And then every time you interact with this dude, he digs a deeper and deeper hole. And he just doesn't have cognitive maturity. Like he doesn't know how to think about a situation and handle it in a mature way. So.
I resemble that comment.
You resemble that comment?
You resemble or resent?
Do you resent it?
I resemble it. Like, I mean, growing up, like, that's the thing is, like, each stage of life, you think you're, like, the most grown, put together. You've got all this fucking figured out. And I was doing that at, like, 18, 19, 20, 21, and now I'm, like, almost 40, and I'm like, I still don't have it figured out. Like, I'm still constantly being like, how can I be healthier with my, anger and how I deal with people? Like, so I felt attacked by that comment there.
Well, I think that you do handle it a lot better than Tamlin does. And also, you got to remember, Tamlin's 500 years old.
Yeah, he should
He's had over 10 times more time to figure it out than you have.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't know that we were calling out Dylan blunders over here because when he said the King of the Hybern, I was going to go the King of the Hybern. The King of the Hybern.
Is that a new joke? Is that what we're doing?
No, we're not doing that because I'm the one who mostly speaks during these, so I'm going to be the one that's fucking up, and then it's just going to be a podcast where I'm trying to explain a book to my friends, and then they're roasting me about how I talk. But
Sounds like a good podcast. to
we
me.
digress and we continue. Tamlin is pretty much, I did it for you. I did it for love. It doesn't matter what, what is the saying? The worst things happen with the best intentions or something like that. Yeah. So we find out that Jurian is coming down. Remember, Jurian is the one that killed Amarantha's sister, and then Amarantha tortured him, killed him, kept his finger and eye, and then he was brought back by the King of Hybern.
That was the whole goal of getting the cauldron going, was to get
Jurian
back alive.
Mm-hmm. Which, I just got to say, from the King of Hybern's point of view, like if I was one of his advisors, I'd be like, if he explained that plan to me, I'd be like, that's the stupidest plan I've ever heard. You don't tell that to anybody. Don't tell that plan to you. Why would you resurrect a guy who hates Fays?
Yeah, and what's the end goal here? Like, what are we accomplishing? Like,
Well,
it's
he
cool.
thought that he could get Jurian to help out because he wants to resurrect Miriam, but we know that Miriam and Draken or Draken is still alive. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I hate the way Draken is spelled. I always, especially when I read,
Yeah.
I'm Draken, and then when I listen to the audiobook, it's Draken.
Well, like when I saw Rhys, how it's spelled, I'm like Rise. Like it doesn't say Rhys to me.
Yeah, if I was reading that before, because I started audiobook and then reading,
It'd
then
be like
audiobook.
Rysand or something.
Right, yeah. I would not have had Rhysand. So Jurian arrives with two twins. They're the niece and nephew of the King of Hybern, Dagden and Branna. Yeah, I combine their names. But if they were in love, you would combine that. Which low key, because the Dagden did everything for her, brought her food, her lunch, and I thought there was some weird Lannister things going on right there. But
What'd you say the other one's name is?
Branna,
Okay.
yeah, and Dagden,
And you say the other one's Draken or Draken?
Draken. Draken.
But it looks like Draken.
Yeah, it does. It's
Draken.
Drakon.
If you were to put a G there instead of the K, it'd be Dragon.
Yeah. So I just always that's my brain, and I'm sorry.
That's how my brain works too.
Just like a lot of people will be like, well, they look like this. When I'm reading a book, Sarah J. Maas can sit there and explain in a page and a half how somebody looks. And I'm just like, nope, that's not how they look.
As soon as you said the name, I already had a picture of the person, and that's not what they look like at all.
The Weaver is this young woman with black hair. And I'm like, no, it's the mama from Coco. That is the Weaver.
See, I see fucking what is the mother or the visitor one, where the lady's just sitting out in the fucking front lawn, super
About the
creepy as
M.
fuck.
Night-
That's what I see.
Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, from
The Visit?
Where she's sitting in the front.
It's
lawn.
the horror
Yeah,
movie
it's
that you thought was going to be vastly different from what they showed you in the trailer.
The Visit. The M. Night Shyamalan movie, right?
No.
What are we talking about?
I think it's
The lady in the front yard or something like that. It's named something like that.
I think it's the
haven't
visitor
seen
or
that.
something like that.
Oh man, look, now we got to look this up. People not used to this podcast are gonna be like, man, they get off on tangents. We have another podcast called Mike and Dylan Hate Drama. It's MADHD, and it writes home what
ADHD.
Yeah, ADHD.
I think we started the last episode talking about haunted places in North Carolina and spent 45 minutes debating Eminem.
The woman in the yard. Yeah, it's literally the lady in the front yard. It's the woman in the yard.
Yeah.
But I knew exactly what you were
But that
talking
was
about.
just the creepy lady just sitting in the chair. That's what I saw.
No, I just
She's
got
she can
with the
see
veil
everything.
on and everything. They're actually they make a resurgence in this book.
The Weaver.
The Weaver, yeah. And then, I mean, I guess we'll get there. Well, no, I told y'all the Bone Carver is related to the Weaver. That's his sister. And then they have another Coast J.
Can we get a offshoot parallel universe of just the Weaver and the Bone Carver and
Like
stuff
where they came from and stuff.
yeah, they're just hanging out. What's their story? What's going on in their lives day to day when all this shit's not going on?
Yeah.
What's their life like?
That would be the spin-off sitcom. So, Bragdon, or God bless America, Dagden and Branna, they're Demati. They can read minds and stuff. I guess that's why they came. They're like I said, they're the King of Hybern's niece and nephew.
So they're like a tool that they're using to try and
Correct.
accomplish a goal.
Their whole mission when they go down there is to find holes in the wall between Prythian and the Mortal Lands. And once again, that's a good plan, but I was like, Jurian is just, it feels like he's the wrong one to head up that mission.
Can I ask a question? And it might play itself out, but like, what is so special about the wall that they can't just like knock down a wall? Like, what is there like magical power?
Yeah, it's made of magic. It's made of strong magic.
Who built the wall? Is that something that we have already?
So after the war happened, they built the wall.
And that's to protect humans
Right.
from everything that goes on in Feyland.
Correct.
Okay.
So, and the wall is made of magic.
Who's protecting the fucking humans?
I think the High Lords made it. Somebody will correct me on that. How was the wall made?
Well, that's kind of like where I'm like, I just want to know, like, if it's such a powerful thing, like, who put it there? Why'd they put it there? And
Because
like,
I really
who
don't
gives
feel
a
like
shit?
it was made from the cauldron, because the cauldron was not, nobody knew where the cauldron was at this point.
Yeah.
And then the legs were also separated from it. Maybe they did use the cauldron. You want to look that up, Russell?
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, look up how
Thanks, Russell.
watch you spoil something big from the next book. I'm like, no, dear God, no.
Why'd Dylan have to ask that question?
So they go to scout the wall, and while doing it, they meet the 3 children of the blessed. And they're like, oh my God, it's High Fae. We want to come in and, have the time of our lives. Which is, when we read A Corn of Thorn and Roses, I was like, people would be like, children of the blessed went up there and nobody's heard from them, so they must be living the life. Or dead. They could be dead. So Dagden and Branna are like, yeah, come over here. We would love to play with you. And Feyre obviously sees their intentions, so she uses her mind magic to say, hey, run, tell people bad things are happening. The wall's going to cut. They want to bring the wall down. Also, they're going to murder the shit out of you. So the children of the blessed run, and that night when Lucian and, because Tamlin didn't come down, it's just Lucian and, well, Tamlin might have came down the first time. I don't think he came down the first time, but it's Lucian and Feyre. So while they're asleep, Dagden and Branna go past the wall, and they get the children of the blessed and then just dismember them, do all sorts of horrible torture and bad things to them.
Damn.
So, yeah, I'm just going to assume, since I've not met a lot of children of the blessed in this book series, that a lot of them did not go to live a happy life. They went to live a very terrible life.
Well, it's kind of like when they say, like, yeah, that dog went off to the farm. Like, they just went off to the farm. They just went off.
So Feyre uses her magic also to protect everybody's minds.
Do you want to know where the wall came from?
Yep.
And now I don't know if this is a spoiler for anybody that's not this far or not.
Ooh. This is
It was-
risky. This is risky.
They signed a treaty between
right.
the fairies, or the Feyres, and the Mortal Queens. So those are the ones, the Mortal Queens, and a group of high-ranking Fae established a magical barrier.
Okay, yeah, so it was like the High Lords and stuff. Okay. So, sure, treaty magic. It's just like riddle magic with Amarantha.
Yeah, it's like it works when the story needs it to work.
Yeah, kind of. So, we shoot back. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not. I do have notes in front of me. So we go back to the spring court, and there's a thing called the summer solstice that's about to happen. And Ianthe, once again, likes to be the center of attention. So right now, Feyre is trying to pretty much turn the people of spring court against each other. A funny thing that she does is she fakes having one of those nightmares where she wakes up throwing up and everything. Mm-hmm. And because her room was destroyed when Tamlin saw that she had left in the last book, she now has a new room that's adjacent from Lucian's. So she has the nightmare, and then she goes over to Lucian's room, and she made sure to put on a very revealing gown. And yeah, and Tamlin walks in while they're like really close to each other. She's like having this like sincere moment and Tamlin walks in and is like, what the fuck is going on? So she's already started to like sow the dissent between Lucian and Tamlin. During the summer solstice, Ianthe has set up this thing. Once again, she wants to look like she's been blessed and she wants to be the center of attention. So what she does is she sets this mark down where the sun is going to come up, and Feyre moves that rock over a little bit and then stands where the rock would have been. And she's wearing this like badass dress too. And the sun hits Feyre and everybody's just like, oh, Feyre. Which at that point, Ianthe's also like, oh, look at the sun choosing somebody that, because she's trying to, tell everybody, oh, the sun picked somebody that, I picked.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really like I'm the main character still. I hate Ianthe. Dude.
Like somebody that got all the bracket right.
That's fucked up.
Because you know that she rapes Lucian, and then also tries to get Tamlin to sleep, or not Tamlin, but Rhys to sleep with her. Like I don't know if I told y'all about this one in the previous episode, but Rhys walked into a room. This is back I think this is back under the mountain because it is like a flashback. But he walks in and there's Ianthe just on a bed, spread eagle, just flashlighting him with it. Just bam, it's right here, arching her back and everything, poking it upward. It's like, come get it, Rhys. But this is also during a time, I'm pretty sure, when, because Rhys is also getting raped every night by
He's like,
Amarantha.
I get this happening to me all the time.
Right, but he doesn't do it. So Ianthe is very, very upset. So she hatches a plan that she has a premonition of Nagas attacking. I say
What'd you
Naga. Naga.
Yeah, I was about to say that was pretty offensive there, bro.
I have to start
just
bleeping part of the podcast.
That's how when because I read Naga, and then the person that does the one for this is like Naga.
Did Quentin Tarantino help write this book? Like,
Quentin's just like, all right, yeah, look, guys, it is super important to the story that I say this word 15 times, and also that I lick from heel to toe this woman's foot. It's imperative to the story. We absolutely can't cut it out. It's like Quentin Tarantino. We got 4 hours of this. We got to cut something out. Cut out that one character.
Don't you cut a frame.
It's a main character. It's like, nah, cut him out. These feet are important.
we don't need any of these bastards in this movie. Let's
This
just
is
have
what
our
I
feet.
envision the podcast anyways, by the way, guys. Like when we get off on tangent, like it's us guys
living it.
just living it up and having fun over a book that my wife likes. Which, listen, when I was going to read A Court of Thorn and Roses, and this is the problem too, is a lot of guys will be like, there's smut books and talking down about it, and that is kind of what I had in my brain. I thought it was going to be like that, and it's very, very little of it is actual stuff like that.
See, maybe that's where stereotypes shouldn't be a thing.
That's why that's why guys need to watch this podcast.
But my thing is, if your wife is reading smut books, like, why are you gonna trash it?
Yeah, like, I mean, if my wife
Right, yeah. Oh, I love this thing.
Yeah, like this thing is turning my wife on.
Wow,
Now she wants
look
to
at-
have more sex. Fucking
Yeah,
loser.
Loser. Look at my wife being happy. Let me tear this down so she
Yeah.
just feels terrible. God, now listen to me talk about golf. I love golf and golf all the time. Yeah, I really think I can go pro. It's like, dog, you're 47. You can't. It's over. Get a different hobby.
Well, see, that is the thing. Like, you guys are always talking about sports. You just have to get your wife on board to want to talk about the fucking NBA and the NHL just back to back to back with
Yeah.
you guys. And then you're like, oh, now I'm real hot and bothered now that we talked about those
Well,
big
for-
strapping young men. I really want to have sex now. Let's
Right.
do this.
So if a woman's into you enough,
No, wait 1 second, because that is a hilarious thing of the husband's just like, listen to or your books are so smutty and everything like that. And then she comes in while he's watching football and it's like, all right, he's got to hit the hole hard. All right. He's got to hit the hole hard. If the quarterback's going to know that he's coming, he can't know that he's coming. We got very few inches right here and we need to make sure we're driving those through the
And you
through
don't want
the
to get
hole.
hit hard in the back like that. You really got to, the back shots are coming.
Yeah, you got to know that. You got to protect your quarterback's rear end, or he is just going to get blasted. And it's like, really? Because this is all smut. All right, so Ianthe then once again wants to be the center of attention. So what she does is she tells everybody she has a premonition of the Naga attacking.
Get your mind out of the gutter, boys.
This is the last time I'm saying that word. So they're able to stop the attack really before it begins.
Who?
Someone's key went
At least he
missing.
didn't use the hard
1
ER
second.
when he did it.
So somebody's key went missing. One of the Sentinel's keys that like watches the land. one of them went missing. Feyre knows that Ianthe is planning this. And she pretty much goes into her mind to be like, yes, do this plan. Do this plan that you are thinking about. So the snake people attack, and they're able to thwart it, the Spring Court, Tamlin. They're able to thwart it. They go to the Sentinel whose key went missing, and they're like, what happened? Because Tamlin has them chained up, ready to whip him for being a bad Sentinel. And he was like, I don't know, I just fell asleep, man. I never fall asleep, and I just fell asleep. Ianthe had put like a little spell in to make him fall asleep so she could steal his key. Feyre knows this and then proceeds to tell everybody that Ianthe made him fall asleep so he could steal the key. But Tamlin still chooses to whip the Sentinel and blame the Sentinel.
He's just got a kink.
We don't know what it is, but he don't have any backbone to stand up to people. He just does not have a bit of backbone to stand up to anybody, to say, hey, maybe I was wrong also. He does not have that just part of his personality. He lacks it completely. So they end up whipping the Sentinel, and I got a little booger on my nose right there. You get it off? I look good? Yeah, okay.
This brings me back to our short film that we did.
So
Any boogers in there?
yeah. So all the Sentinels are now pissed because they were like, Ianthe was the one that did this. Bronn and Hart come up, and they're like, they apologize to Feyre that they didn't see how bad things had gotten. Everybody kind of sees it now. All the soldiers do not trust Tamlin. There's a divide between Tamlin and Lucien, because also when they go back to the wall, Lucian's like, I'm going, and Feyre was like, oh, we'll go together. Or she's like, no, bring Lucien. So just to make them feel, and then they sleep in the same tent together too. Yeah, so she's really just dividing up the Spring Court.
She's picked this shit up quick, hasn't she?
Oh fuck yeah, yeah, absolutely. She is very intelligent. So we go back to the wall, and what Feyre is trying to do is she's trying to gather intelligence. So finally, Dagden and Branna are like, yes, we got 200,000 soldiers from Valahan, Montessere, and Rask. Rask, I think this is the first time they have said, or this is the only time they said Rask in the book. So, because my wife would be like, well, sometimes you forget names. I'm like, there's 1,000 of them. Yeah. And she was like, wait till you get to Throne of Glass. I want to call it Game of Thrones so bad. Wait till you get to Throne of Glass. I'm like, yeah, I'll have, I don't know, postcards or something. So I could just like, yeah, I remember all of this.
Well, I think that's the hardest thing about any of these is keeping up with all the characters, the names, where they're at, what they're doing, like, and so just that alone, like, I mean, it's a very interesting story. However, there's so many players in here, and you're like, what did that person do?
The only thing that makes it easy is it's Feyre's point of view, and now after this book, it's not Feyre's point of view anymore. It shifts point of views. I think it shifts point of views. It might shift point of view to one character, but I know that it shifts point of views. So she gets the information, and she's like, all right, I'm going to gather my stuff, and I'm going to head back to the Night Court. Well, while she's gathering her things, she hears Lucien and Ianthe talking. And Ianthe has Feybane, which is what the chains were made out of to hold Rhys in the last book. She has him chained in Feybane, and is pretty much saying, you're mine. I'm going to take you. I'm going to ride you like a stallion. She's a very dude-esque. She has a very dude way of going about it.
So you just get like...
It gives the...
Well, no, I'm saying you just get something like whatever you just call that Feybane or whatever. Like you get that, and then you give that to your wife and be like, here you go, babe. I'm like, don't use that on me.
Yeah, no, you better not. You better not. Oh, no, I am your prisoner. But Ianthe does give the whole Chris Hansen. I like to call you Chris Handsome. and tonight, and I'm going to have you, Chris. And we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. But that is what Ianthe gives. So Feyre's like, all right, I'm going to handle this situation. So she goes up to them, and her and Ianthe get into a little bit of an argument. She's like, dog, you a rapist. You're weird. You try to be the center of attention. Ianthe goes to talk back, and Feyre takes over Ianthe's mind and makes Ianthe put her hand on this boulder and then grab a rock and repeatedly smash it into her own hand.
Jeez.
Yeah. Has her under mind control doing that. So Ianthe's hand.
Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself.
Yeah. Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself.
Imagine having mind control powers and you're just like, quit hitting yourself.
Put that little thing in there. Yeah, just quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. God, I hope that gets pulled in a later book.
But as soon as you say weird, ever since we talked about MGK, all I can think is as soon as the
Beard's
word,
weird.
yeah, as soon as you
Oh,
say
every
weird,
time.
every time
Your
it's
beard
just
is weird. Yeah.
I'm just like, that's such a bar right there.
I never said it was a bar.
You
Anyway,
did.
we
You said
won't-
it was immaculate.
I did.
We're not going to get on this. We gotta power through this. We got a
going.
lot
We could do
to
another
cover.
hour on that.
We got a lot to cover. I do not want to make this a 3-hour episode. So while that happens, Dagden and Branna walk up. Feyre starts to feel a little bit strange. Something's going on, and that's when they're like, yeah. So because remember, Feyre put up walls so no one else could get their minds read by the other Daematis. And they have been grinding up Faebane and feeding it to Feyre and Lucien.
Oh shit.
Well, they've been feeding it to everybody.
Yeah.
And Feyre's feeling like real weak, and her powers are very quickly disappearing. And so how did the fight start? Good God, how did this start? I know that. Oh, I didn't even write down how the fight starts, but I know that Feyre's like, "Fuck, I got to do something." So I think she lunges at Dagden, and like she's able to still winnow, and they're fighting, and everything's going pretty well, and then Branna kicks in. Oh my God, I cannot believe I forgot this part because this is when I was like, oh, this is a book right here. All I know is that she's trying to fight them, and they're starting to get the upper hand, and then all of a sudden, Lucien comes and straight beheads. I think he beheads Branna. Look, I'm gonna make sure real quick. I think he beheads Branna, that's the part where you're like, oh my God, shit has just gotten real.
This is where I need my laptop so I can jammy all this up. And
Dude, I was so ready to tell y'all this part too, and then because I was like, oh, this is gonna be like these books have not had a lot of action in them.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm excited to tell y'all this part, and then there's so much more action that happens, and you're just like, it's so much. This is the most action-packed book.
I feel like she already spent 2 books setting up all the lore. She probably has a lot of time to.
That's what it feels like. Because the lore is set up now, we can just do a bunch of things. But there's a lot more lore that is given in this one. So yeah, Feyre attacks Dagden. She's like winnowing and fighting, and Branna comes up to help out her twin, and Lucien just beheads the bitch right there. Done. I was like, oh fuck, it got real quick, because I thought this was going to be a thing where Feyre gets poisoned, taken back, because now the twins are able to read her mind, and they know that she is a spy for the Night Court. Mm-hmm. So I thought this was going to start this whole thing, because I'm kind of used to the pacing of we got to get out of one situation and figure out another. So then her and Branna are fighting, or her and Dagden are fighting, and she takes her knife and just right through his eyeball, just fucking hits the back of his skull.
Through Lucian's?
No, no. Why would she kill Lucien for killing Branna?
I'm getting lost.
Yeah, no. So yeah, Feyre attacks Dagden, the twin. Branna tries to help out Dagden, and Lucien comes in and beheads the Branna, the sister. So then her and Dagden are fighting, which Lucien does not step in and help, because I was like, it's now 2-on-1. You have the upper hand. I was not following why, because I think Dagden starts to win a little bit, and then she kills him. But I was like, why is Lucien?
You're supposed to stand out in the circle and wait until it's your turn to go in. And
That's any John Wick movie. It's like, all right, now you go. Now my turn.
Let's not all attack him at once.
Yeah, if we all attacked about once, there'd be too much chaos. Nobody's going to be able to know what's going on in the movie. So, I mean, that's why they do it.
Great movie.
So she stabs Dagden through the eye, kills him, and she's like, I got to go. And Lucien's just like, well, I'm going with you, because my mate is in the Night Court, so I got to go. Which I'm like, fuck yes, because I love Lucien.
Well, and my buddy's a bitch.
Yeah.
So Tamlin's kind of a bitch. So.
Which, I mean, he's still torn about that, because you got to think that he did save his life. So there is a lot of, and then prior to that, to my knowledge, he has not really seen Tamlin with another woman. So they're trying to figure out where they're going to go, and there's a path that they can go through the Autumn Court. Remember, Lucian's dad he runs the Autumn Court. His brothers want to kill him. So it's a very daunting path to go through, but they decide that's the best way to go. They get through it, and they get to a cave that they're going to sleep at in the middle of the night, and as soon as they try to go to sleep, Aerys, Lucian's brother, attacks. We did have Lucian talk about Jesminda. That is the woman that Lucian was in love with.
Lucian didn't, like his brothers, they all try to kill each other, right?
Yeah, because they want to be High
okay,
Lord.
Yeah.
And remember, when the High Lord dies, it goes to the strongest out of it. It doesn't go by who's oldest. It goes by who's the strongest. So he talks about Jesminda, the woman that he loved, and how, his dad had her murdered in front of him. Well, they get to the cave. They go to sleep. And as she goes to she's laying down, she hears something, she turns around, and there's Aerys, Lucian's brother, grabs her by the face. I think he has another brother there, but they didn't say the name of the other brother. They're just like Aerys and his brothers. Which, okay.
Such a power move, though, to grab somebody by their face.
Just, this is what I imagined. The right there, just the squishy face.
I mean, think of Face Off when he rubs his whole hand across her face to prove that it's him. Have you ever seen Face Off?
Is that with Nicolas Cage and
John Travolta?
Yeah.
Oh. It's it was his sweet thing he would do is he would rub his entire hand over her face. So then when they switch bodies, that's how he proves that it's him and the other body is he. But that's the weirdest move to do to somebody that you're
in love with.
Yeah, imagine if you and Amy were sitting there and she just brushed her entire hand over forehead to chin.
Well, I mean, I'm a dude, so I'd immediately be like, okay, I see. Oh, let's go right now. Yeah, you have said all you needed to say. Men are microwaves, women are ovens. You couldn't do that to a woman, and she'd be like, I am just so turned on right now. She'd be like, why are you touching my face? I'd be like, I don't know what's going on.
It might work.
Yeah.
It might work, yeah.
It might.
No, it's not going to. It's not going to. Just when you're sitting down with your wife, Dylan, just look at her and just be like, but do it's seductive.
Yeah, but everything I do seduces my wife, so she's just so smitten with me. It's just unstoppable.
They were giving googly eyes to each other when I walked in. I was like, do I need to leave?
Yeah, do I need to...
Am I interrupting something?
Do I need to get out of here? So they cause because remember, Feyre doesn't want to show her powers to anybody because if the other High Lords find out, they might want to kill her. I'm going to spoil this for y'all. That does not turn out to be a thing at all.
Really?
And it has been a big thing, don't show your powers because then the other High Lords are going to be like, they showed the powers. Or Feyre showed the powers, so now we got to kill her. Later, everybody sees the powers, and nobody gives an absolute fuck. Which, it could be a bigger thing in a later book, but to my knowledge right now, they're
Nobody
just all
cares.
we don't fucking... Oh, yeah, we assumed when we all gave her the magical seed of life that she would have all of our powers. So they cause the cave wall to come down, and they exit out the other side of the cave. They're then going across this frozen pond when Aerys and his brothers attack again. Remember, Autumn Court, they have firepower, so they just start melting the frozen lake that they're walking across, which is pretty cool when you think about it. So now Feyre's like, look, I can't really not show that I have the other Lord's powers. So she uses Callias's powers. I'm pretty sure, Callias's Winter Court, and starts to freeze the lake.
You unfreeze it, I freeze it. You unfreeze it, I freeze it.
So she's freezing the lake, and they then get to where they're at, and they all start fighting. Remember, they ingested the Feybane, so they are super weak, which allows Aerys to start whooping the shit out of Feyre. And Lucian's trying to fight the other brothers, the Sentinels that they have. Everything looks grim until, and in my brain movie, this was so badass because it's... have y'all seen Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Okay, so when they're in the Order of the Phoenix, when they are at the place where they're trying to find the prophecy and the God, what is Voldemort's people called?
Death Eaters?
Death Eaters, yeah. When the Death Eaters attack, and then the Order of the Phoenix arrive, and they fucking arrive in the white light and shit like that. Like, imagine that, but with like these big shadows that just cascade across the frozen lake. Because the first one drops down, and it's fucking Cassian, and then on the other side, another one drops down, and it's Azrael.
Nice.
Yeah. And rightfully so. Eris and the Autumn Sentinels are just like, sorry, dog.
Our bad.
Yeah. Ooh. Whoops. See what happened was. See what Feyre? Is that Feyre? That's Feyre. That's Feyre right there. I didn't even see that was her.
Your hair? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's the snow when it reflects in your eyes. It causes snow blindness. I didn't even see that it was them. So they're like, whatever. We're going to the night court. The funniest part is I can't remember if Azrael grabs Feyre or because remember, they're going to fly back. So it's either like if Lucian wants to go, he has to come on, go give him arms. Just hop on in here like a baby. I'm going to fly you back. He has to sit there and just because at this point too, he believes all the rumors that were, about the night court, about Rhys and everything. They're just horrible people. So that's what he still thinks. Mm-hmm. But now, if you want to get to safety, you got to hop in our arms, and we're gonna have to fly you there, little buddy.
I mean, after you get your ass beat by your brother, like you're just like, yeah, go on. I'll hop in your arms.
Got his ass whooped. Man, I can't wait to talk about Lucian in a minute. So I'm trying to see if so he rides with Azrael. And that's when we find out their last names is Vansera. And I was like, let's just not. We've not been doing last names this whole time.
Yeah.
We don't need to start.
Yeah.
Well, that was on your list. Like Feyre has a last name, and then nobody
else has a last name.
Feyre's family has the last names, and then nothing, and then all of a sudden there's these Vanseras on there.
Me and Amy got into a little argument about it because I was like, Archeron is not in A Court of Thorn and Roses. We don't find that out until A Court of Mist and Fury. And then
so it was unnecessary.
The first time was A Court of Mist and Fury, yeah. And now we found Vansera. I think it is. We get a last name per book. That's it. You get one last name, and it's only per book. That's it. So they fly back to Valeris. Feyre gets reunited with her sisters. Elaine is just she's not rational right now.
So she has no idea though that her and Lucian are
mates.
She doesn't know.
I don't think right now, even though
because he can see it, but she can't.
But remember when he put the coat over and looked at it, he was like, "Oh my God, you're my mate." She might know. Okay, she might know at this point.
But she's just a lowly human that's now a Fae. Like, I mean, it's not.
Yeah, and she was betrothed to Grayson, who his dad Nolan has a kingdom and everything, so she's going to be. This highfalutin. Well, they're already highfalutin.
Yeah.
So she was very excited for that, and now she's a Fae who Grayson's dad absolutely hates. So she's real tore up about that.
Who the fuck's your dad, bro?
She's tore up about the trauma of being taken to the night court. She's away from her house. She's away from her gardens and stuff. Feyre, on the other hand, is still being, or Nesta. Nesta, on the other hand, is still being Nesta. She's like, don't touch my fucking sister.
Yeah.
And she's going through all this. If anybody touches my sister, I'll punch in the goddamn throat.
See, I'm Team Nesta.
I fuck with Nesta. No. I fuck with Nesta hard because people are like, Nesta comes off as a bitch. Yeah, she comes off as the bitch.
Protective.
Yeah, the bitch. And she's the same to every motherfucking... That's what I'm saying. If I meet a guy and that guy's like a dick, if that guy's that same dick every single day, I like that. I don't want a nice person that sometimes they're a dick and you're like, whoa. Like you're a very joking person. They joke with you, and then one day you go to joke with them. It's like, dude, I'm tired of fucking joking around all the time. And it's like, what was that? And then they come apologize to you. I'm like,
Do we need to talk about this off the podcast?
No.
Once again, I feel attacked. I'm getting catching strays all over the place over here.
So, I'm just trying to look at our important part right now. So,
did you see how pretty I made the book though?
It does look.
I lifted it up so that you got the whole name and everything.
It was cutting it off in the middle of the ruin.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kind of skip around a bit because we can. We can kind of do that. Like I'm gonna give information, not necessarily when the information is given.
So we're back at the night court.
Yeah, we're back at the night court. We find out that Elaine is a seer. She can see prophecies, future stuff.
Can't read minds. She's future seer,
Right.
pretty much.
Nesta,
Can she see back? Can she see history?
she can hear waves. She could see coasts. She could see a lot of stuff. I don't know if she could see past stuff. Yeah, I don't know if she could see past stuff because I don't think anything that she has saw so far has been something from the past.
What are the Powerball numbers for 2 weeks from now?
Yes, please enlighten us on that because we need it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. Look, y'all got this is Prythian. We're in the Mortal Lands.
Yeah.
You give us the lottery for the Mortal Lands.
And then if
It's not even a 1,000th of what you guys got.
And then if the king breaks through the wall, like we got something to defend ourselves with, our boat that we will sail away and not be any part of it at all.
All right. So Nesta's powers is strong. That's all we know. Is this just she's strong? Like she took something from the cauldron.
So she didn't just get made into a fae. She's actually got like some sort of power.
Yeah, she took something from the cauldron because of her anger and
that's supposed to be like a super powerful magical object.
Correct.
That's what built the wall, or like that's what.
I think they used the cauldron to build the wall or build the world.
But then she stole some of the power by being such a hard ass.
Yeah, because and she's like pointing at
I'm not gonna fucking do this.
She's pointing at the King of Hybern too. Like I will kill everybody in here. That's what I'm saying. Like anytime she's around powerful people, they'll be like, "This is the most powerful person in the world." She's like, "Fuck you, bitch, and the clique you claim." I swear to God, I'll kill everybody in here. So
can we just do little vignettes of just her scenes, like just like her power scenes?
I did that on TikTok. Yeah, I made a little skit for it.
Well, no, I'm saying like get like a woman to just actually like play the part of her, and she's just like gangster as fuck, like fuck y'all.
Like the Natalie Portman SNL videos.
Yeah, but like she just comes in riding like hard. That'd be hilarious.
That would be, yeah. I have now been like, I'm gonna hold off on all the skits until I get done with ACOTAR. Because remember, I was gonna make a bunch that was like Tamlin was a good guy, and I'm so glad I didn't.
Burned.
I would have never gotten a tattoo of it though. Jesus Christ, that's a terrible idea to have.
Maybe we could get like, if we get to a certain follower count, they get to pick what ACOTAR tattoo you get.
I think it'd be funny if you got a tampon tattooed on here.
Oh yeah, that's
and
different.
then it says Tamlin like a name tag on it.
That's different. Yeah, the day we hit 1 million people on the podcast, I'll get a.
Right, sure.
I'll be
Y'all
like,
heard
yeah, get a. Which I mean, there's like a couple in memoriams that I would do, but
You do a whole back piece of everyone that's died.
yeah.
Sure, it's a new book, and now you have to come up into your armpit.
So they're trying to come up with ideas on because the war is coming.
With the King of Hybern.
With the King of Hybern, the war is coming, and they're trying to, come up with ideas. One of the big ideas is that they're going to pretty much go to like the other lands and cause dissent in there. So they'll fight. They'll be too busy fighting each other. Nothing comes of that.
So because they think that all those people will then team up with the King of Hybern to go against them.
Right.
Okay.
So nothing really comes of that. You don't really hear anything about that plan after that. They do have a plan where they are going to gather all the High Lords and have a meeting, which will include Tamlin and then also Baron, Lucian's father.
What is Rhys? Rhys isn't a High Lord, is he?
Yeah, he's the High Lord of the Night Court. Yeah,
That's all right.
Yeah, he's the strongest High Lord.
All right, that's right.
Out of everybody.
Yeah, you better recognize, buddy. He's strong.
I knew he was strong. I just couldn't remember if he had the title or not.
Yeah, he has the title.
Okay.
So, and also Tarquin's going to be there. And remember, Tarquin sent blood rubies that said, we got to kill y'all on sight, which is a crazy thing to send to Rhys.
But Rhys is kind of like, he's super high powerful, but he's also like kind of humble and takes care of people. And so like,
I mean, that's his weakness.
He cares about everybody. And so sometimes it makes him look bad, but most of the time he's like protecting his people. He's kind of, why can't I fucking remember their names? He's Nestine. Like he is Nesta of the family, and like Feyre's getting to that level of protection and all that stuff. But like ultimately, Nesta standing on business. That's how Rhys stands on business to.
Right, he's the shield to protect everybody. He went through all the shit under the mountain and all that. So Nesta then has an idea. She was like, "What if we get the Bone Carver to fight with us?"
Solid.
That is a solid deal. If you're talking about an entity of death, yeah, that's a
It's a good draft.
That's a good ally to have in a war. Yeah. And with the first overall pick, we choose a death god.
Oh, didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, whoa, the death god? Wow. Out of every just other regular people, they chose death god. So she goes down to the prison to talk with the bone carver. Remember, the bone carver appears to her as an 8-year-old little boy. Mm-hmm. We find out that the bone carver, the 8-year-old boy that he is presenting as, is Nesta and Rhys's child, if they had one. That's what their child would look like at 8 years old.
Nesta and Rhys?
Or not Nesta and Rhys, Feyre and Rhys. Good God.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's why I gave you that look.
I was like Nesta and Rhys.
This took a turn. Dude.
Yeah, Rhys is terrible. Nah, Rhys is not terrible. Rhys is still good. Yeah. Yeah, Rhys is only good. They cannot.
Rhys like, I got me a couple of sisters in the back. Like,
oh God. What is it, Sister Wives?
Yeah.
It's like, Night Court's weird, man.
the
now
Tamriel
Mormons.
edition.
Yeah, the Tamriel. What, the what?
What's the world called?
Prythian?
Prythian.
You was
Where
like-
did I get Tamriel?
I don't know, but I was about to agree with you on that word.
You did. You
I
were
was,
like,
I was
yep,
like, wait, what is that
that's
word?
Shit I got wrong.
The shit I got
What is
wrong.
Tamriel? What am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Tamlin, but as a land.
Yeah, but that's something.
He's combining it with something.
Oh, where's my phone?
No, you're combining that with something.
No.
Because now that word feels right to me, though.
Freudian slip.
Yeah, Google it. Google what that means.
Tamriel.
ACOTAR.
Oh, Tamriel is the continent that Skyrim is in. It's Oblivion.
Dude,
Or
I was like,
Scrolls.
no, it's something with the book, dude. No, this is yes. No, it's Skyrim.
It's a
I
video
got like
game.
1,000 hours on that game. So as soon as you said it, I was like, because at first I was like, no, wait, that's not a name. I was about to 100%. I was like, no, that's in the book. Yeah, Google how I missed that.
Yeah.
And it's Skyrim.
Yeah, it's just the continent.
Different fantasy.
Freudian slip.
So
No, I'm good at those.
Feyre's like, hey, I want you to join and fight with me. And he's like, I can't. And it's actually the reveal right here. So y'all did not know that the Weaver and the Bone Carver are brother and sister. But he's like, I like to be in this prison because they want to kill me. So they're also like death gods. And
So who's they that want to kill him?
the Weaver and Koschei, which is,
So his sister wants to kill him.
yeah, his sister and his brother.
Okay.
We haven't met Koschei yet.
Coach K.
It's Koschei, Koschei, Koschei. Every time I say it, my wife says something different, so I just think she's fucking with me on that one. Because I'll be like Koschei or Koschei.
She's like, no, it's a third.
Yeah, there's a new one. There's a new one that I haven't even described to you yet. So pretty much, the Bone Carver's like, I like to stay in this prison, but if you do want me to help you out, you need to seek the Ouroboros, which is a mirror in the Night Court.
Okay.
That if you look into it, it causes people to go mad, and you got to be about that life to like look into it and be able to, use it. That's it. Yeah. When they said Ouroboros, I was like, oh, giant galactic snake, like the
Ouroboreal.
Ouroboid. Yeah. Ouroboid.
Fancy neon lights in the sky.
Yeah, giant serpent of galaxies. So they would have to go to the Night Court. At the same time, they're going to the Night Court anyways because Rhys wants to convince Keir, Mor's dad, to let him use their army. Which I'm like, you're the High Lord of the Night Court. That's in the Night Court. You should be able to use that
You just
army.
tell them. You don't ask. You just say, this is what's happening.
But because of the separation between the Court of Nightmares and Valeris, Keir can say yes or no to letting them use the army, which is crazy because Rhys can literally break his bones all willy-nilly like. And it's like, if you won't do it, then I'll kill you, and then the next person to take your place, then they'll let me use the army. But it doesn't work like that. So we get the... Feyre wants to learn how to fly. This is a kind of like an excerpt before they go to the Court of Nightmares.
I'm like a bird, I'll always fly away.
So Azrael's going to teach her how to fly. She's like making her wings and everything like that. And Azrael is like, wow, you're so good at this. Because her wings, I think, look identical to his wings. Mm-hmm. And she realizes it's hard as shit to fly. She can barely fly. It's rough. she's all drained and she makes the wings and they're like dragging on the ground. And Azrael's like, your wings can't drag on the ground. And she's like, why? And he's like, dog, they're membranes. Like, it's like, you don't want to cut them up and shit. And then also, too, Illyrians have their wings up at all times. Even though they are heavy, they just get used to it. And if you have your wings down, it's a sign of weakness. But also, dragging across the ground, they're going to get splinters in them. Rocks are going to cut them all up.
Gonna step on them.
Yeah. So she's tired, and Azrael tells her the story of Nephel. Nephel was in Miriam and Draken's court. And they come from their warrior race also has wings. They're called seraphim. I think they're called seraphim. Yeah, they're seraphims. I don't know what you would call, like, if you acknowledge them all. She's a seraphim. Okay?
Seraphi.
Yeah, there you go, Seraphi. Just throw that on seraphims.
Yeah.
But she's seraphim, and seraphim have big bird wings. Except for she's like Nemo and got little bitty wings. She does. She has
a little special wing.
She has little bitty wings. And I thought this was the sweetest part in the whole book because they are heading to Kracia, and that's where like they are seeking their refuge and everything and getting away from the King of Hybern and all the dumb shit going on. But an armada starts attacking them. And Miriam is trying to protect her people because she's half Fey, half human. And she's sitting there protecting her people. Everybody thinks she's dead because they destroy the ship. Miriam gets shot and is going down into the water. That's all they know. That's all anybody saw. But Nephel, she's a cartographer, which they draw maps and stuff. She's not a warrior because her wings are small. She can't fly well. She tried to ask Draken if she could be in the army, and he was like, "You can't." He gave her a chance. He gave her a fucking fighting chance. It was like, but unfortunately, it couldn't happen. So Nephel sees Miriam go down, and she flies to grab her, and then is flying through these rocks and stuff, which a normal seraphim has humongous wings. Mm-hmm. But because her wings were smaller, it allowed her to get through all the rocks and stuff and take her to safety.
A little stealth fighter going through.
So that is the Court of Dreams motto, is because Nephel used her biggest weakness. Her biggest weakness turned out to be the biggest strength for them and their people. So it's always, they have a live like Nephel mentality, which I thought was adorable.
They have a bunch of like WWND bracelets on.
Right. Yeah, what would Nephel do?
Yeah.
That's dope. I feel like they should all have like the little Lance Armstrong bracelets.
Yeah.
Let's before we find out he did
for
a
the
bunch
podcast.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. That's horrible. Me and Dylan tried to do that. Man, this is just too much work. Yeah. But we get back to now they have to go to Hune and get the Darkbringers, which are aerial assassins, just like the Illyrians are. Everybody seems aerial, and I'm like, all right, so who's not? Who's not aerial? And I guess it's just all the other courts. None of those guys are aerial. We just got a couple.
Only talk to the ones that are.
Night Court's so OP, dude. Like everything about the Night Court is OP. I feel like a little bit of the power should have been kind of like spread out to everybody, but it was not.
Well, if the Night Court has so much more power, like why don't they just take over everybody? Like, I mean, I know there's a reason, but that's what I'm asking. Like, if you're that much stronger than everybody, why are you just hanging back?
There is something to say with like the courts and their magic and stuff like that. Because remember, with like the Calamine and everything, Tamlin's magic is tied to the Spring Court. So I think if they tried to take over the courts, that would fuck with the magic.
So if Rhys is leaving the Night Court, then his magic dampens? Or
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No.
If you were to try to take out the leader of the other courts.
Well, yeah, and then it would just go to the next person. It would find somebody, and all that magic would go to them.
So it's just like kind of like playing whack-a-mole.
Yeah, and Rhys would never want to do that, like take over other people, you know?
Oh, yeah, because he's
and he even lets the Night Court, who are just like dicks, and everybody in Hune in the Court of Nightmares, he lets them do their thing. Like he is about freedom, you know, and how people choose to live and stuff. So they go to the city of the Court of Nightmares, Hune, and they're talking to Kier because they want his army. And for some reason, Kyr's like, yeah, I want Nesta. I want to bang out Nesta, or not Nesta, but Feyre. Now I'm gonna get them confused the whole time.
Yeah.
Look, I'm so team Nesta now though.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm on board just because she's stands on business.
Which not the next book, but the one after. That's Nesta. That's the Nesta book. So
okay.
I'll be able to.
I'll be in on that one.
Yeah, I'll be able to say Nesta a lot. But he wants Feyre, and he wants to bam. And I'm like, why?
So who
would you even say that?
Who wants Feyre?
Moore's dad, Kyr.
Okay.
He's the leader of the Court of Nightmares.
So basically, pimp her out to get the army.
Yeah. And I'm like, why would you say that when the last time you called her a whore and Rhys was like, I'm just going to break all your arms and make them noodle arms.
But now I want to have sex with her.
And to which Rhys is like, no deal. So how did he get the fucking army? What other thing did he bring up? I don't know how he did that. I don't remember how he got to use the army. But I do know that as they're sitting there having this discussion, they do bring up the Ouroboros, and that's when Kyr tells her, "Yeah, go fucking look at it. It'll drive you mad and whatever, and fucking break you." And he's like, a bunch of people tried to look into it. All of them went insane, and she's like, "Fuck, that's going to be hard to grab. Maybe we can't get the bone carver." But then while they're all sitting there talking, I'm trying to think of the exchange, the deal that Rhys made. And I don't know if it was open. I think it's opening Valeris up to him. I'm 100% now. Yeah. He was going to allow them to also come into Valeris. So that's the deal he makes with Kyr. As he's making that deal, or after he makes that deal, Eris walks in. Lucian's brother.
Oh, the one that they just got in the fight with while they were on their way to the Night Court.
Yes. The one that they had literally just fought.
And he's like, "No, I didn't know who Feyre was. I've never even met her before. This is news to me." That guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we find out Eris is not that bad. Even though he's been painted as this horribly bad guy, he is not that bad. I'm just going to say a couple of things because I don't know if I will bring up Eris again, if he really did anything big later on. But essentially, he wants Kyr's support. So they're trying to like form allegiance. He sees more. Like they have a little back and forth to where he's like, look, I didn't want all that bad shit to happen to you. Also, with Lucian, he was like, there's a reason you made it out of them woods. So apparently Eris and his other brother, they went back to the Autumn Court or they caused the diversion so Lucian could get to the Spring Court. So Eris is still bad, but he's not like that bad as everybody says that he is. Him and Moore obviously has a problem. Rhys knew that Eris was coming also. So Moore was real upset with Rhys that because she didn't know, she wanted to be alerted that he was on his way. But he's like, look, there's some things I can't tell y'all. Shit's just got to happen. It's all water under the bridge pretty much after that. Everybody has conversations. Everybody relaxes. That is some of the book. It's just like some of the book. It's like, what do I go into? What do I not go into? Mm-hmm. Because sometimes innocuous things turn into big things.
Well, I found so apparently Kyr gives, is that how you pronounce it? Kyr? Kyr agrees to commit his soldiers for Rhys so that in turn the Court of Nightmares gets access to Valeris.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
I was Googling it, so I wasn't.
It's like, I got the answer for you, man. Right as I was like, oh, no, he wanted access to Valeris. Yeah, because I was like, what the fuck did he give him again?
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, we had got to that.
Well, now they really
no, fuck
know.
no. Hey, I
Proud
love
of
you
you,
for that.
buddy.
Fuck yeah.
Proud of you.
Thank you, man.
You saw me struggling right here trying to remember shit, and you was like, I'm going to help him out.
I'm just going to strap a laptop right here next episode.
Let him flounder.
Yeah, we're just going to let him.
He's just flapping there. Like, where'd we go?
So they are pretty much. Remember, we have the big meeting that is setting up, and Amren then kind of tells the group that because they wanted to get the bone carver out, so they were asking Amren how she got out of because she used to be in the prison.
Yeah, and
Amren's talking about how she used to be something else, that she was this soldier for a wrathful God. And I was like, was she an angel? Because there's only one wrathful God I know who likes to destroy things because I think she said he likes to destroy things with fire and shit. Like he's a very wrathful God. So I was just like, so a rift had happened in their world and her brothers and sisters ran, but she peered through it and got sucked in.
Okay.
She also states that, like, if she was that entity, she would not remember any of this stuff. But she knows that to leave there, she had to become something different than what she was, and that's when she became a Fae, essentially. So then we get a vision from Elaine. Elaine says that she describes a vision: old withered hands, a black box of stone, and then also a feather of fire landing on snow. This is not her first vision. Her first vision was a firebird falling. This is her second vision. Also, I'm just going to say another one because I don't know if I'm going to bring up the next vision because it almost happens immediately. But she sees a black and white raven heading their way.
Okay.
Like a black raven and a white raven heading their way. Which in my brain I thought was the Mortal Queens because there was a black one and a white one. Mm-hmm. So I thought that's what was heading. It is not.
I thought you were talking like poodle look.
Yeah, I thought it was one raven that was black and white.
Yeah, just all kinds.
Because you said a black and white raven.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, like it's halfway. Just
it's
half
a zebra raven going through there.
So she tells that the raven is coming. Her and Nesta go to this library. Now I have to explain the library because she had already went to it before, and we meet Clotho, which is she was a priestess, and she was assaulted very, very badly by some other Fae. And I think, yeah, it was Rhys or Azriel that rescued her. It might have been Azriel. But I know that Rhys had read her mind and then went back and killed those Fae, and now she works in the library. There's a staircase that goes down the library, and apparently something horrifying lives down there because Cassian went to go check it out, and he came back pale as a ghost and did not talk about it. It just, anytime someone would try to bring it up, he would not talk about it. So that was earlier in the book that was stated. But we're in the library again, and Nesta and Feyre are talking to each other when all of a sudden Feyre's like, fuck, I feel something crazy about to happen. There's like a little bit of shaking that's going on. They both feel it. They both get up to leave, and 2 Hybern soldiers appear in the library. Mm-hmm. Now, remember, all this shit's like warded up. So
they shouldn't be there.
Yeah, the King of Hybern has magic, right? And remember, too, he has Amarantha's book now, too, her spell book. So he has all these access to a lot of spells and stuff. So they come in, and they're like, look, you're coming with us. They need Nesta because Nesta, remember, took something from the cauldron. They think that Nesta is the key to destroying the wall. So they're here for her. So when they arrive, too, they immediately blow Faebane into the faces of Feyre and Nesta. So now they don't have any powers either. Just bam. Convenient. But Feyre has an idea. What?
I'm just thinking of this is the end when Michael Cera's like, does it smell like cocaine?
yeah, and it blows it in his face, yeah.
I just think of your fentanyl one.
All
the
fentanyl skit we did. Pocket sand, yeah.
Just anytime you show up, just that automatically everybody's like powerless. Like, why don't you do that every time you show up?
Every single time, yes.
Going,
yes. Just bam, hit you with it. But that is so true, though. Just every time you show up, you just poof.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that, when the Adder attacked Valeris in the last one, they just were shooting off cannons of the stuff. So everybody's just like, no, we're powerless.
Well, and then, like, technically this podcast, we could do a 10-hour podcast if Russell did exactly that. Cocaine.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
All right,
we'd be so off the mark. We'd be so off the mark with everything we tried to do.
And we'd wrap up going, that was the best fucking episode we've ever done. And it's a 10-hour incoherent mess.
Yeah, so then Feyre has a great idea that her and Nesta should go down that staircase that leads to a very crazy monster. So they do. They get down there, and
so the guards are there. The king's people are trying to take them, and their escape strategy is to go down to the monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she goes down there, and she comes across this like shadow monster, and she was like, "Please help me out, help us out." And everything there is just like, "I'll help you out, but what are you gonna give me?" And she's like, "What do you want?" He's like, "I want some." Like, he wants a window to see outside and somebody to talk to. He's just lonely. He's just lonely in there. Guy. So she was like, "Deal." So it ends up killing the 2 people. It's called
an incel.
What?
Oh, never mind. Continue.
A Baraxis or Baraxi? What is his fucking name?
Baraxis, I think is the way that it.
Yeah, Baraxis. Here's the thing. What were what were the Fae that the mercenary killed in A Court of Thorns and Roses called? Because I felt like it was the same thing.
Praxis.
Yeah.
All right, we got Jamie on it. Jamie's gonna look it up.
Yeah, what was the Fae that the mercenary killed? Fae that the mercenary killed. Because I also thought those were the ones that had the bear bodies and the lion head.
Andrus?
Nope, Andrus was the wolf. Was the wolf that got killed in the beginning of ACOTAR.
You're talking about the ones that Amarantha forces Feyre to kill?
No, those are just regular old...
Everyday ordinary face.
yeah, we're just going to drop it. Fuck it. Okay, so, but this is Baraxis, all right?
Okay.
And, yeah, just a big, shadowy death demon that just wants to see some sunlight, wants to have somebody to talk to.
Just
So
lonely.
yeah, she makes a deal with him and says, yeah, I'll come down and talk to you, and you can have your window and everything. And so she gets another tattoo also.
Oh.
Yeah. Every time you make a deal, I guess, it might just be in the night court, but every time you make a deal with somebody, you get a new tattoo.
So is there a specific...
That is not true, because there's another deal that's made that wasn't in the night court that somebody got a tattoo from.
Russell ain't made no deals with nobody.
If you get a tattoo in Prythian, or if you make a deal in Prythian, you get a tattoo.
Is it specific to the deal, or is it specific, like, the tattoo looks the same every time?
No, you just
Like, she gets, like, a little window tattoo?
yeah, no, she just gets.
Are these
just
covers
little
of the
marks.
book? Are they the tattoos or no?
No,
Okay.
nope. That might be. I don't fucking know.
I
I
don't
ain't
know.
paying attention to the description of these tattoos. I really am not. I know one from one deal she made, but I don't think it has anything to do with the deals that they make.
Okay.
I don't think it has a singular one. I know the one she did with Rhys. Like, I think somebody was mad at me because I said it had like an eyeball on it, and that's so they could he could then see everything that Feyre was going through.
Wrong. You're wrong.
So Elaine starts all that. Obviously, they didn't get hurt or nothing like that. The Hybern soldiers get killed. So Elaine starts talking about Vassa, who was one of the mortal queens, but she got sent to like the sorcerer. I don't know if they've stated who the sorcerer is, but I think it's Koschei. I think it's the Weaver and Bonecarver's sister by how he's described. I think it is Koschei, but she got sent to him, and he put a curse on her. And so at night, she's human. No, or during the day, she's human. At night, she's a firebird.
Shrek.
Yep. So this is all because she was like, I see a firebird falling and all this stuff. And I don't think any of the premonitions turned out to really be crazy. I interpreted the firebird differently after I got to the end of the book, because I was like, oh, well, was that like a
phoenix?
But
kind of
apparently
thing?
not, because I Googled it and it was like, no, that was not. So they are pretty much trying to get information right now. They send Lucian after Vassa.
Okay.
So Vassa, apparently they're trying to talk her into like, hey, help us with some forces and stuff. Mm-hmm. So they send Lucian down by himself to go talk to her.
Okay.
So he's on his own journey, and we don't hear from him until the end of the book. Bye, bud. Get on out of here. So they're trying to kind of do, what is it called, where you're gathering information?
Spy or get intel or recon?
Reconnaissance. Yeah, they're doing reconnaissance. When Amryn comes back and says, hey, Hybern's attacking Summer Court right now. So they're like, fuck. So they winnow down, they bring some soldiers, and just start whooping the dog shit out of the Hybern soldiers, beating the fuck out of them. Rhys goes down to where these ships are, and he gets on the ship, and guess who's in front of him? The King of Hybern. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's about to go down, except for the King of Hybern is a hologram, and it's not. He's not real. He's not even there.
It's the Tupac.
Yeah, it's just so they go in very easily, thwart the battle, and
they kill the king. They're like, we killed him, and then it's like, oh yeah,
Because he turns people into mist. Yeah.
He's a fucking hologram.
So they're like, damn, he turned him into mist like that. All right, guys, fight over. No, it didn't happen like that. But Tarquin's like, look, I thought as soon as y'all came, we were cooked.
Do you know what'd
Tarquin's
be crazy is
what?
if Sarah J. Maas eventually finds this podcast, she's like, I really like the way these guys break down these. Like,
I don't think so.
It's just wholesome.
She'd probably be like, they're fucking dumb. they're morons. And
I mean, she wouldn't be wrong. Like,
Yeah, right.
she's correct.
She could have both opinions.
So I actually did not like this battle because I was like, oh, that's kind of like pointless. Now, they went down, they thwarted an attack, but then I realized what it was setting up because Tarquin's like, when y'all came, I thought y'all were here to finish us off. But now I can see that maybe I thought wrongly of y'all, but still get the fuck out of my land. And I will come to the damn...
I'll fight with you.
I'll come to the meeting. You know, he's just going to come to the meeting right now. But yeah, he'll fight with him. But that's what that set up. Because at first I was like, oh, that was kind of... I thought shit was about to happen.
Yeah.
I thought like
Trust you.
Rhys was going to get trapped up or some kind of crazy thing was going to happen. So the meeting is now about to take place. And it takes place in the Dawn Court, I'm pretty sure. It's in the Dawn or Day Court.
The Donner.
Donnelly.
Is it the Donner party?
No, it's not the Donner Party.
Dana
Donner. Dama Donner.
Look, I'm looking it up right now. That's why I wrote things down.
Dial up a daisy.
Yeah, so they gather at Thesen's Dawn Court, thank God. Because Helion fucked me thinking about Helion fucked with me because he's from the Day Court. So they sit down and they just fucking okay. They're there. You meet everybody. I gotta go through run down everybody that you meet. So you meet Helion, the High Lord of the Day Court. You meet Thesen from the Dawn Court. Let me make sure I'm not fucking up these names. All right, so you got Nuon, who is just like a fucking alchemist powers, I guess, like really good with with that type of shit. You also meet Callias and Vivian from the Winter Court. Then you got Baron comes, which is Lucian's dad. I don't think Aaron. Yeah, no. Eris definitely came to this. Because there's a part that happens. Tarquin's there. I don't know if Tarquin brought Chrysadia and what's his name, Varian. I don't know if he brought them guys, but I definitely know that Eris did actually come. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody on my, because I gave y'all guys character sheets too. Mm-hmm. So, which is hilarious because I think I did end up missing somebody in here, but
I always have trouble telling if people come too, so it's not a big
yeah,
deal.
it just sucks also when you're a person who's terrible with names and all that shit. So, because there's a lot of this where I can explain to y'all, like, so there's a problem with the Feybane. So they're like, Nuon is going to make this thing to where they're not as affected by it. But then the fucking King of Hybern switches up his ingredients and now they're affected by it. It's just like things that happen where you're like, and then it just kind of turns out to be moot, a moot point. But they're all there pretty much to gather, like, how they're going to do this. If the Court of Nightmares is actually good people, because they still believe that they're bad people. I know that Eris says something to Moore, and Azrael whoops the shit out of him, beats the fucking dog shit out of him.
Damn.
No diffs him too. Like, yeah, Eris got a little poo-poo to fire out, but other than that, just a ass whooping.
What does he say to her? Just talking shit? Or,
I think he calls her a whore or something like that. Yeah.
that'll do it.
So, but he also has to keep appearance too because his dad. Mm-hmm. So his dad went crazy over Moore having sex with Cassian. So he has to keep up appearance too. So he says that to keep up appearance. And Azrael's like, fuck'd you say? Just starts, because Azrael is in love with Moore.
There's nothing worse than getting your ass beat for something you don't actually believe. You know what I mean? Like, you just say, like, yeah, everybody's going to agree with me. And now you're just getting flogged.
Because you got to keep appearance. Yeah.
Like, fuck, man, I don't even believe that she's a whore.
You think Rhys could have just been like, hey, watch out, this might happen. So, so he gets beat up, and then Tamlin shows up. So Tamlin did decide to come, and
he's just there to get his old lady. Come on, you're coming home with me.
He's definitely pissed off. So he starts talking shit, like, because he's pretty much trying to convince everybody that Rhys is a bad guy. Because, he still believes with his whole heart that Rhys is a bad guy.
Well, wasn't Feyre like trying to make him think that her and Lucian had something? Like, so does he think that when he cuts there too? Or is
no, remember, Lucian's looking for Vassa right now.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, just the setup that Feyre kind of...
Well, he knows that Feyre was a spy now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
they have explained everything to him.
Okay, that makes sense.
He knows all of this. So he was trying to pretty much cast doubt in everybody's mind on everybody has stories of Rhys being a bad person and then Feyre being deceitful. Because Feyre, I forgot who had a problem with him destroying... It might have been, I think it was Tarquin, because Tarquin was like, thanks for saving me, but I did hear how you destroyed Tamlin's court too, so I don't know who to trust. So Tamlin looks at Rhys and he was like, don't you like the sound she makes when she climaxes? He's saying shit like that to him and like just trying to embarrass her in front of all these High Lords.
She hasn't hooked up with Tamlin, has she?
Yeah, she hooked up with Tamlin in the first book, yeah.
Okay.
Remember, and that was his whole goal, was to make her fall in love with him.
Well, I knew that. I knew she lived with him, but I couldn't remember if they were
they
sleeping
had sex
together or not. Okay.
Yep. So they did the deed right before Rhys comes and she has to be, or they actually have sex after Rhys, he bows on the floor and kisses, like Rhys makes him bow and shit, and then he has to send her away. Because he then tells Feyre, I love you, but Feyre was like, I'm not going to say it back. And if she did say it back right there, then technically curse broken, and she don't even get to really meet Rhys under the mountain.
I got you.
It's crazy when you think about it like that. Crazy when you think about it like that. So pretty much they're all kind of going over the troops, what's going to happen. Tamlin's still trying to talk shit, so Rhys is just like, you no longer have the ability to talk anymore. He just does that, and he's like, so Tamlin's sitting there just trying to talk shit, and Rhys is like, nah. But he does do the whole, like, used goods, sloppy seconds shit like this. I can't stand Tamlin. He's such a bitch, dude. But they pretty much come to a half-ass agreement that if shit goes down, they are going to have to help each other. I know Baron, he storms out like he's not going to help people. And Nesta ends up, because Nesta wasn't going to go to the meeting, but she ends up doing it. She's like, look, I got to fucking partake in these things. If I'm going to be a tool and an ally and shit like that, I'm going to go to it too. So she ends up talking shit to Baron about him being a pussy because fucking Nesta's the best. So, yeah, she talks to the High Lords, and then she tells them, pretty much that the king's here to fucking destroy everything, and that she can kind of like sense the cauldron and what it is doing, and it sways pretty much everybody who was not fucking with the idea of teaming up with Rhys. And I mean, even Tamlin to an extent kind of agrees, but you're like, he's going to. You find out that after that meeting, he immediately ran back to Hybern. So
what a bitch.
Yeah. So he immediately just ran back to Hybern. So the meeting is over. I know I just missed something super fucking important in that meeting, and people are going to be they're going to be letting me know all of that. But the meeting is over, and they're all chilling. The Court of Dreams is chilling in a room. Remember, they're still at the Dawn Court. And they hear a knock on the door. They open it up, and it's Helion. And Helion is described as just this very sexual, charismatic guy.
Now I feel attacked.
Yeah, see, now Russell. There you go. But he's like this very sexual, charismatic guy, and he's in the day court, and their whole thing is like curse breaking, and they got all these, they're very magic-oriented people. And they're sitting there talking, and Helion starts talking about Lucian's mom. So, fucking, what is Lucian's mom's name? The fuck is Lucian's mom's name?
Anthe?
No, God, just don't even, no, it's not on there. I told you I missed the name. Lucian's mom is, the Lady of Autumn Court. Okay.
What's her name?
The Lady of Autumn Court.
Just like Feyre's dad's name is Mr. Archeron.
Yeah, it is. That's so fucking just okay. So I was like, oh God, what's her name? The Lady of Autumn Court. So
There's a lot of forced and abusive relationships in this show.
oh fuck yes, absolutely. Well, a lot of people are like, what is it called? It's not betrothed, but they're like promised to other people for connections and power. But I mean, it's essentially like what they did during medieval, like pretty much from then until the French Revolution.
Arranged marriages.
Yeah, they arranged marriages and everything
Still happen to this
to
day,
consolidate power and stuff. So, but he's talking about her and how during the war there was an attack and her sisters, the Lady of Autumn Court, her sisters died so she could get away. And it still wasn't enough. They caught up with her, and then Helion ended up saving her.
Okay.
Which sparked this budding romance. Helion was like, I fuck with this girl. Like, she is my cup of tea. Remember, he's like, he likes to sleep with a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, I really fuck with this lady. And she did value her marriage and everything like that. But they fucked a lot.
And this is Lucian's mom, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then Helion is Lucian's dad. Not Baron.
Oh.
Yep. So that's why.
The Mari drama going on.
Yeah, that's why when they were in Hybern and they were all under the spell, Lucian was able to just stand up and walk to Elaine, his mate, when everybody else was frozen in place. Yeah, look, see, and that's the shit that I'm scared of missing, because then you get big reveals like that where you're just like, fuck.
So why wasn't he able to be under that power though? Like, what about him makes him?
Because that's their whole thing, is like wards and stuff like that. Remember, every court has, from frost abilities in the winter court to fire abilities in the autumn court and all of that stuff. Summer court has all the water abilities, which is really cool. During the little fucking fight when Hybern comes, Tarquin's there just like drowning people on land.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, just causing water to come up through their fucking throats and just drowning them right there.
Yeah,
pretty
such
dope.
cool.
Yeah,
power.
I want to. It's like, you want to fight over there where the fucking Rhys is. I'm like, Rhys just turns people into mist. Like, this dude said, drowning sucks. Send me over there. So
what? I guess my point though is like, what is it that allowed Lucian to just not be under the spell? Like, what about it?
because he gets powers from his father. He got the fire power from his mother. He has powers from his father. His father's power is they are curse breakers, pretty much. They specialize in wards and stuff, and
incantations.
incantations.
That's what I needed to know.
Yeah,
That's the.
but I just said that.
But I didn't hear it. Like, I didn't hear that as
I'm
like
sorry.
you were real in your super, and so like
Because there's so much
point
stuff that I
got
missed that I'm then like I got to tell you guys about. And I mean, essentially, at one point, this is just going to become a podcast where I read the book to you guys. So, Helion doesn't know. Lucian doesn't know. Baron does know. Eris knows. That's why Eris didn't kill Lucian.
And Scotty doesn't know.
Yeah, Baron also just wanted to, I guess, hold up. Like, he didn't want his image tainted by his wife having another baby. So, Lucian doesn't know. And Lucian still doesn't know, to my knowledge, that his dad is not. Which I think is going to be either Lucian finds out then dies, or he all of a sudden gets powers because now they're switching POVs and stuff like that, and he's going to think in his mind that Baron died.
And then it's actually his real dad.
Yeah, and it was Helion that died.
That'd be cool.
So while they're all sitting there, though, like Nesta starts falling ill. Vivian comes up, tries to like help her, and is like, "Oh, she's been poisoned and shit like that." Nope, the wall has been shattered.
Ah, fuck.
Yep, they figured out the King of Hybern has figured it out, and he has now shattered the wall. And they're like, "Fuck, the shit has hit the fan."
Yeah.
The shit has hit the fan. So everybody kind of comes up with ideas. I thought the stupidest idea came from Elaine, because Elaine was like, we need to go to Grayson's estate, and because we could send the people there because of it's pretty much a kingdom, and Nolan will protect them, which is a stupid thought because you're sending a bunch of fays down there because they try to glamour her into not looking like a fae, but they've already heard all the stories and shit. So that's their idea, is to go down there and to pretty much bargain with them to say, hey, watch over all these people because now the King of Hybern is launching his assault. So they go down. It's Elaine. I'm pretty sure Rhys goes. And did Nesta go? I don't think it matters who goes. They all go down there. All right. They're like, hey, I'll go down. And then they all go down. Like they first start saying like, Elaine's like, I'm going to go down there. And I was like, why would Elaine go? Because then Azriel, I think it was Azriel or Cassian, is like, here, take this knife with you and just stab somebody if you get into trouble. I was like, that's the stupidest thing. She's given another knife later in the books. And that one turns out to be a cool thing. But this right here, I'm like, no, don't give her that fucking knife. Like, don't. But then they all end up going.
Yeah.
So Grayson comes up and Elaine's trying to talk to him. And he's like, you fucking lying to me. Like, I already know that you're a Fae. I've been told everything. Like, I know what y'all's fucking plan is. I know everything y'all are trying to do. And they're like, how the fuck do you know that? And Jurian comes out. Yep. So Jurian had got there before A Court of Dreams could get there. And then Rhys is like, what the fuck, man? He was like, you were my friend, and we fought together in battle. How could you fucking betray us? And Jurian's like, oh, because I was getting all the information on the King of Hybern, and I'm going to now give y'all all the information that y'all need. I'm not actually a bad guy. I still fucking love you, Rhys, all this shit. And he does. Right there, we find out.
So he's just a double agent, but he had to give the Hybern something.
Which, I'm sorry, but in the last book, we even talked about it too. That is the stupidest fucking idea. To be like, hey, I'm going to resurrect this guy who fucking hates Faze.
Yeah.
Hates him.
I feel like if my options are between like letting people get a nuclear bomb or finding out how they feel about us, I'm like, you guys can think whatever you want.
Right, yeah.
You know?
So, also, too, Rhys is like, Jurian's like, why don't you just fucking read my mind, dude, and see that I don't have ill intentions? And I was also like, why did that not happen? That's a good fucking point. Rhys, what are you doing, dude?
I think that's a good cheat as a writer when you find an inconsistency and you're like, well, I'll just have a character bring it up.
Yeah.
And then everyone goes, oh, well, yeah, they said it, so then we'll just move on.
It does help with that though, because if I think of the inconsistency, which technically I think my dumbass would have just missed that and been like, Rhys didn't read his mind. But when Jurian said it, I was like, why didn't you, dude?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess it was they were still friends, or the magic was dampened, or whatever. So Elaine's like, I still love you, Grayson. And Grayson's like, listen, we're on the team of the good guys, but fuck you. Okay, you lied to me. Also, you're a Fae. Nolan's just like, you make my belly hurt looking at you. All these fucking Faes here. Get out of here. Get out of my town. He is very, I imagine him with a very southern accent. So he rejects her. It shatters her. Fucks her up. But then Jurian's like, and just so y'all know that I'm being real about this, the King of Hybern is going to attack the Summer Court again. No. Is he attacking the Winter Court or the Summer Court? He's attacking the Summer Court again. Okay. And then he tells them that all the nobles are going to be on like the western side, so that's where they should be you should attack at, because those are all the weak fuckers. Mm-hmm. And then that's how you're going to kind of like infiltrate their forces.
Okay.
It's during this battle that Tarquin drowns the people. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is this battle. He didn't do it at the last battle, which I wonder if somebody like typed the comment out and then they hear me being like, oh fuck, and then I was like, delete.
Or they've already posted. Like,
yeah.
Oh shit, I got.
Yeah, let me delete this. But Feyre's like, all right, shit's happening. I have to go claim the Ouroboros so we can get the Bone Carver on our side. They go to. She goes, the funniest shit is like, you think the Ouroboros is going to be a big fucking thing, okay? Mm-hmm. She looks in it, she sees a fucking scaly demon monster, and she's like, that's me on the inside. How? We're reading this book. What about you has scaly demon monster on the inside? Why is that a thing? And it shows you who you truly are as a person.
Yeah, because she hasn't.
We have your POV. How are you? You're not a monster.
Yeah, she's done, she's done nothing.
Everything you've done was to save people's lives. You have not done one thing out of fucking benefit of yourself.
That could be another point for me there, because we've already talked about there's so many abusive relationships in here. And I mean, if you're somebody who's been in an abusive relationship, which kind of like she had with Tamlin, you will start to be like, oh, it's my fault. Like I did.
Oh, maybe that's how she views herself because she killed the Fae. Maybe that's how. But it doesn't say how you view yourself. It's like it may be how you view yourself. It might be that. Yeah, because that does make sense. Because she thinks she's just this monster, and you know she had the PTSD from all the stuff that she's had to do for the good of everybody. Like it does not make you a bad person if you have to do something for the good of everybody.
And somebody who's a bad person is not going to sit around wondering if they're a bad person.
That's another thing too. Like that's with parents. If parents sit there and they're so stressed out about am I a good parent or not, you're probably a good parent, dude. Yeah. Terrible parents think they're great parents. Yeah. They do not question what they do, their beliefs. They do not consider their child's wants and needs. No. They're like,
they do is right.
I'm so good at this, and this is fucking easy peasy lemon squeezy. So they are. I think I definitely have some things out of order right now on this. But let me see. She takes the bone carver's like, yeah, I'll fight with you. Nothing fucking really comes of that whole thing. I thought the mirror was going to be a big thing. But yeah, the bone carver's like, yeah, I didn't need you to bring it. I just wanted to see you to see who you truly are. I'll fight in your battle with you. I could have said that.
It was all just a test.
Yeah, I could have said that. Is like I said, there's some things that come up where you think it's a big deal. Because I could have just got to the battle and the bone carver's there. And it's like, how'd the bone carver get there? Oh, she went and looked in the boards, showed her a monster. She was fine with it. And then went to the bone carver and he was fine with it too. I know the battle, they destroy Hybern. It is not difficult at all. Cassian's out there fucking people up, murdering motherfuckers like it ain't nothing wrong.
They got a sky beam going on.
What do you mean a sky beam?
Like in a superhero movie, you know, they have the big fight at the end. There's always a beam, some kind of sky beam.
They're like destroying the earth or
shipping in people. No. There's not that. Beams come later. This is not we're not even close to the final fight. Well, we're kind of close to the final fight, but we're not close to the final fight. But they start to retreat, and that's when they run into Tarquin's army, who then starts drowning them all. Which I would then be like, all right, I'm just gonna get killed by these people because they use swords instead of I'd rather have my head chopped off than fucking stand here and drowned. So
it's such an epic power.
It's pretty
to just be like, there is no water around you, but you shall drown right here, standing on land.
I always like those kind of elemental powers where like the people that can create the element, like I can make fire versus like the dude in X-Men who could just control fire. Like that's not as cool. But anyway, that's side tangent.
Yeah. So while that night they set up camp and Elaine, they have an idea that they are going to act like they are really in the summer court, and then they're going to take the army north to do surprise attacks. And then while they're setting this up, Feyre sits there and realizes, she goes, this ain't the real fucking army we're fighting against. His whole fleet and everything is somewhere else. Where the fuck are they at? Which is a good, you set up a trap and then you're just like, oh fuck, they are definitely not. They are somewhere else. So I have to make sure I am not. Okay, I'm in the right place, because I thought this happened afterwards. Your belly is going crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's a loud one.
Because I know that. Oh wait, this was out of order. My bad. Whoopsie.
Come on, Michael.
Look, it's okay. We're all right. It is. They're literally number 2. That's why I'm stupid. The thing is also, and I don't know if this might be a little out of order, but it's fine because I know that I had written this down wrong because it's during the second battle where they start getting fucked up.
Yeah.
That they start losing bad. And Feyre's like, fuck, we're getting the shit kicked out of us. Also, this is not all of his forces. His forces are somewhere else because he's not there either. The cauldron's not there. None of it is. So she's sitting there with Moore, and she's like, Moore, you go fight. I'm going to find out how we track down this cauldron. And she's like, how are you going to do that? Because she didn't tell Moore, but she's like, I'm going to go visit my friend.
Which friend?
Yeah, who's the friend?
The cereal. Who spills tea? Who tells you how to get places? Come on, man. So she goes to Elaine's tent because remember, Elaine can see everything. She's like, "Where's the cereal at?" She went us to the place where the cereal's at, and she's in the other lands, where the Weaver is and all the scary monsters and shit are. So I don't think she captures the cereal this time. I think the cereal just like fucking comes up. You know what I'm saying? And they start talking, and pretty much,
"What's up, girl?"
Yeah, what's up, girl? Because the cereal is just like she might have captured the cereal again, but the cereal comes up and is like, she's like, I gotta find where the cauldron is, and she was like, it's like what like is like, or that saying that they have, because Nesta was made from the cauldron. She can sense where the cauldron's at.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can use her to be able to locate where the cauldron is. Because you remember when they were looking for the books, Feyre was able to locate it because she could sense the High Lords.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to make sure everything that the cereal says. Also, the way to kind of destroy the hold that the cauldron has is on the second to last page of the book, and that Amren can use that knowledge from there to kind of break what the cauldron is doing, to nullify the cauldron, and then that would essentially give them enough time to then fight the army and destroy the King of Hybern's army. So the penultimate page, and then Amren is to use that, and then Amren can use that to fucking help Feyre and them break the curse on the cauldron, or nullify the cauldron's powers. The cereal then goes to speak again when all of a sudden an arrow goes right through her fucking throat. Yep. And behind her is Ianthe and
that bitch.
Sentinels. Yeah. Fucking bitch.
That bitch.
We find out that Ianthe was there and had captured the cereal, but the cereal was like, I ain't telling you fucking shit. I ain't gonna tell you a motherfucking thing. Which is crazy, because if you capture a cereal,
Supposed to tell you.
they're supposed to tell you, but the cereal's like, I ain't telling you a motherfucking thing. So the cloak that they used, that Ianthe used to get the cereal, had like tracking magic on it. So she was able to track the cereal, find Feyre, and now they hit the cereal with a couple more arrows, and then they chase Feyre. And Feyre is like tired. She just went all the way there. She's exhausted. She is not going to be able to fight Ianthe and Sentinels. So she has an idea. So she runs to this house in the middle of the woods and goes inside. And she hears a voice that goes, oh, there's the little thief. And she is in the house of the Weaver.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So the Weaver's like, what are you doing here? And Feyre's like, oh, I brought you lunch. And then Ianthe goes into the house with the Sentinel. Feyre gets out and then hears the screams of Ianthe and the Sentinels as she runs back to the cereal. So Ianthe literally got weaved up.
So
She
what
has
did
lunch.
What did Feyre steal from the Weaver again?
The ring that Rhys's mom had given him.
Which allowed her to what?
What do you mean? It's just family heirloom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then she had put it back with the Weaver. Because I think Rhys, they're supposed to give it to the lady that he fucking loves or some shit like that. But I know she had given it to Rhys, and then, oh no, she had put it in the Weaver because she was like, any woman that's gonna date my son is gonna be a bad bitch. She's gonna have to go get that ring. Yeah. So she literally set that up to make sure her son was in good hands. Which, I mean, Rhys did come from kind of like a solid support group. Also, I do want to say that the Nefel story, Rhys would tell Azriel that when Azriel was chained up in a camp. We really don't have a lot on Azriel. It's just all sad stuff that goes on with him. So she goes back to the cereal. The cereal's laying there. And she's like, look, I can fix you. I can do all this stuff. Cereal's like, I'm dying. Okay. I'm dying. And the only thing I want is to just not die here alone. Okay. So she's like, yeah, fucking course. The cereal's then like, she had captured me. I didn't tell her nothing. And she's like, the only reason I told you is because you were good people. You tried to protect me. And I see good in you. the only things I want you to do is leave the world a better place than when you found it. You know, I told you to stick with the High Lord. And Feyre was like, and you meant Rhys. She was like, I did. She was like, just, you know, fight for good and shit. And she dies. At that point, I was beside myself. I was like, fuck Tamlin, fuck Ianthe. I did a long post about Tamlin on Facebook, dude. I went off on fucking Tamlin. I'm like, you fucking goofy goober. So Helion arrives where they're at, and Helion takes off his cloak, and well, I think Feyre makes Helion take off his cloak and put it over the cereal, and then they cremate the cereal. So they head back to camp, and Moore is like, bro, why the fuck did you leave? Like, you lied. And Feyre's like, lie? You want to talk about a liar? She's like, what the fuck is going on between you and Azriel? You know what I'm saying? Like, you slept with Helion. You don't even like Helion. You slept with him just to be like, what? You're the fucking liar here with everything going on between you and Az. And then Moore's like, I didn't lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm gay. Like, she does. She says that. She likes women.
Yeah.
She does. She likes women. And Azriel is in love with Moore. Moore doesn't want to hurt his feelings. The thing is, it's been like 500 years. You could just be like, hey, Azriel, I don't like you. Well, no, she couldn't say that because of everybody in Hune are super against gay people. So I think the only other like LGBTQ relationship we have is Nefel and her girlfriend. So I think that's the only other ones. Because I think that Moore was talking about like meeting them and then seeing how happy they were and shit like that. She does go very in depth to it. And she had met I think it was a mortal queen, pretty sure a priestess, but she had fallen in love with her. And then she went back over the wall because remember her family's like real against it and shit like that. And then when she was able to finally get through it 3 years later, she was married, had some kids and shit like that. So she just always wanted to be herself. And then Feyre, of course, makes it about her because she's like, well, I'm going to play matchmaker for you. And I'm just like, kind of trying to steal a moment here, Feyre. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Center of attention.
Yeah, center of attention. Feyre. Oh, everything's got to be about Feyre. God. So.
You say about the person that the book is from the POV of.
I'm just happy that, like, she got that Ianthe got weaved, okay? So I was still riding off that high. And then when we got to that is very sweet. But at the same time, just tell the man you were not interested. You don't have to, like, drag him along and say, like, I don't fucking... Because she was like, I slept with Helion to remind him that I don't want him.
Dude, 500 years of simping for somebody is crazy.
Well, he's taking lovers, too. So it's not like he was just going pussy free. He just loves her.
Yeah.
Which, look, man, she's gay. You got to get over it, Azriel. I feel like, you know... If you had the good cognitive abilities, you know what I'm saying, you would be able to, which I don't know if there's a mate bond there or what, but I don't think there is. He just really, really liked her. So after that, they used Nesta to pretty much find out where the book is, or no, the cauldron is. And it is near Feyre's old hometown.
Okay.
Well, not near her hometown. It's where Nesta and Elaine went once Tamlin gave them the money and shit to be aristocrats again.
I got you.
So they go down there and they see that everything's like destroyed and shit, and that pretty much everything's been turned to ruin. There's going to be a big fight. After Moore, I think I kind of skipped over a part, but after Moore and Feyre talk, they wake up in the middle of the night because they sense something's wrong. Pretty much the cauldron hypnotized Elaine. I don't know if the King of Hybern was behind it, but pretty much it spoke to her and caused her to go to the King of Hybern's camp. So now they have Elaine.
Okay.
So it's going to be tough, you know what I'm saying? Because they immediately go in and get Elaine. Like, it's just like, if stuff gets built up and I'm like, oh, this is going to be used for the war. And it's like, nope. So Feyre and Azriel go down to save her. Feyre glamours herself as Ianthe. Which I'm just saying, if you got these guys that are strong at wards and everything, why would you... Like, obviously, they're going to see past it. So they get to the camp, And Azrael's whole job is to pretty much like try to, use his shadow slinging to locate Elaine. Feyre gets there as Ianthe, and she's walking through the camp doing her whole bless be, look at me, yada, yada, yada. When Jurian walks up, and Jurian's like, hey, Ianthe, everybody knows that, like, no one, you're not going to fool anybody with this. He immediately is just like, I can see right through you. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But she's like, I got to get my sister. And she's like, all right, she's in this tent over here. We're going to act like we're going to go pray to the cauldron. So they do that. Azrael locates the sister. They also had, there's a child of the blessed there. And she's like, hung up, being tortured and shit. And Feyre's like, we also got to save her. And Jurian's like, no, you can't. And she's like, well, we got to. And he's like, all right, well, I guess I'll go cause a fucking distraction so you can do that. Yeah. So she goes in to act like she's praying. Azrael grabs Elaine, and she's doing her whole praying thing. Azrael causes the back of the tent to become shadow so they could run through it. And they start darting down to this cliff because they're going to take off flying. They're going to fly out of there. At the very edge of the cliff, they see that the child of the blessed is there and waiting for them to be God. So they're like, okay, so you can assume Jurian is pretty, like, he's a decent guy. Mm-hmm. But as they're running, Feyre gets hit with an arrow. And it's like, oh, shit. She hits the ground, and then she sees these two reptilian-like dogs. They are the King of Hybern's hounds running for her. And she is, like, able to, like, kind of fight one off, but then the other one's just like going to straight fuck her shit up. When a beast that we know comes in and saves her.
The Weaver?
No, Tamlin. Tamlin in his beast form then attacks the other dog. So she gets back up and she's able to form the wings, and she grabs the child of the blessed and she's like trying to like flap her wings. She cannot do it. And then she is hit by this wind that smelled like spring roses and fucking loaves of bread and shit. Obviously, Tamlin then like did like this gust of wind so her wings would be able to flap away. She looks back and she sees Tamlin just like jump off the cliff and fucking winnow away. Okay. So Tamlin did, save her from dying. So she gets everybody goes back to the camp where they're going to do the battling at. I then have it as more comes out to Feyre, whatever. It's in some different locations of more tells Feyre the truth, but I thought that was because she was going to the... Yeah, I just had that in the wrong plan. What, he's got to use the bathroom? Yeah, you could just say you got to use the bathroom. No, it's not that. It's not serious around here.
Yeah, I guess I'm lost because you kept saying like the penultimate, like it was the end of the book, and then all this shit's happened.
The Book of Breathings.
Oh, okay.
On the Suriel said on the penultimate page of the Book of Breathings that's where it was.
Okay. I don't know that you specifically said the Book of Breathings when you said the penultimate. So like I was thinking we were like 2 pages from the end, and I was like, where the fuck is all this coming from?
No.
She packed the last 3 pages of this book.
Yeah,
like,
the last 3 pages, dog. Yeah, it's just like there's no word. Like you. It's just black. Yeah, it would be black. Yeah.
That's what I was like, holy crap. Like, how much more fighting can happen? I did not realize we were talking about the book inside the book.
Yeah, that's why the Suriel was talking about it. But Suriel was talking about the Suriel is so fucking smart and can see everything. Yeah. That's like on the penultimate page of this book that you're reading right now, reader.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, I don't think you specifically said it. So when you're talking about the penultimate page of the book, I'm thinking this book, not the Book of Breathings, which I don't think was clarified. I think those are the kind of details that it makes it hard when those don't make it in. So I'm like, wait a second, we're 2 pages from the end of the book and this is all happening. Yeah, that's why I wanted to clarify, because that's where I get lost at.
No, that's not how it worked. I think our little back and forth though gave us time for Russell to get back from his PP break.
Well, and we got to ask him if he kind of had the same concept of it, or whether he knew that you were talking about the Book of Breathings.
Did you know I was talking about the Book of Breathings when I was talking about the Suriel's prophecy?
No.
Oh, well, everybody else will. Yeah. Okay, because
they're listening. They're actually part of the book.
Yeah, the last episode, I forgot to, but y'all know how the last episode, they gave it to Amryn to decode the book.
Yeah.
That's what it was. On the last page of the Book of Breathings, it tells, it like, because Amryn can translate. That's how they'll fucking nullify the cauldron. So the Suriel was able to tell them what page number it's on at least.
Yeah.
So
So I don't think you defined Book of Breathings while you were talking about the book, and so in my mind we're talking about this book, and so you're like 2 pages from the end, and I was like, holy fuck!
has been
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I
It's
thought.
been a
He
very
meant.
long time since we talked about the Book of Breathings. I think the best part is that everybody who's read the book will understand what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So only you guys were kind of kept in the dark. I apologize about that. But the final war has the big fight is upon us.
Yeah.
So they're kind of all standing there. Rhys does give the corniest inspirational speech ever. He's like, I didn't know when I met this shadow slinger and this little kid at a Illyrian war camp and my mate and all this stuff, and talking about, I don't know, just corny Destiny stuff. Kind of trying to do a cut and dry inspirational speech, but whatever. So they hit the front lines and they see this humongous army. I mean, I guess it is 200,000 people that the King of Hybern has. And they're like, we are all ready to do this. So finally, Feyre stops her glamour because everybody's sitting there. They're all ready to fight. And she has a glamour that nobody else knew about. And when she unleashes it, the Hybern's army can see that they have recruited the Bone Carver and Baraxis to fucking help fight.
Yeah.
So she went down there and made another deal with them and made a tattoo up her spine. So now she has the Bone Carver and this just Shadow Demon ready to fight.
Be a bad bitch, dude. Just covered in tats, like
Right, yeah.
ruling shit.
So then Rhys is just like, well, you're not the only one out here making deals. And he shows a tattoo behind his ear and he releases a glamour and there's the fucking Weaver. That's why
We
Helion
got the
was
whole fucking gang
the
here,
whole
dude.
gang. Yeah, besides Koschei, their fucking brother. But I think he's integral to the next book. So yeah, it's like real dope. He's like, but he only gets a little tattoo behind the ear, which is
And she has a whole
yeah.
spine piece.
She had to get a whole spine piece.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she has a lot of catching up to do. He's had like all these powers and everything for like 5,000 years.
Yeah,
like,
he's covered in
1,000
tattoos
years.
too, so
That might just
like,
be the last empty spot he had.
Yeah, right.
like-
He's just got it all over it. The next deal he makes, he gets the little crosses under his eye.
He's just getting the blackout tattoos on his arms. Like,
Yeah.
I got to restart.
That's what happens. Yeah, when they're like, I'm gonna cover all these up with black ink.
Like MGK.
So
Your beard is weird.
God damn.
the battle begins, and it is going real well for them.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that they are also trying to cause the distraction so Nesta, Feyre, and Amren can get to the cauldron because they're going to try to break the curse.
Yeah.
So they're going through and trying to find a way to get to, I guess the King of Hybern's tent is where he's kind of holding it at. And everything is going pretty well for them. They are whipping ass when all of a sudden, like, Feyre hits the ground. Or not Feyre, Nesta hits the ground, doing the sick thing again. And she starts screaming for Cassian. Another thing through this book, there's something going on with Cassian and Nesta. You don't know if they're mates or not or what's going on, but Cassian definitely has a thing for her. So she starts screaming for him. So he like runs up and is like, what is going on? And as soon as he comes up, the cauldron emits this, think Hyper Beam Pokemon, this Kamehameha wave, and just wipes out the fucking Illyrian troops.
Scabbeam.
Yeah, and because the Darkbringers are there too, helping out. The aerial forces all get wiped out.
Yeah.
He then shoots another beam and wipes out a lot of his forces, but also a majority of Rhys's army. And at that point, you're like, Rhys is like, we're all about to fucking die. We're all gonna die. So Amren and Feyre, they still need a distraction. Everything looks grim. I know at one point, Rhys turns into like this big, in my brain, it was like this big shadow bird with like claws and shit. It's on the doors. Those images are on the doors in Hune, the City of Nightmares. And Helion turns into his big, because I guess all the High Lords can turn into these cool looking ass fucking creatures. But they got creatures way cooler than fucking Tamlin did. Like Tamlin got wolf bear. with antlers. Like they get fucking Shadowbird, and then Helion being day because day night. He's the fucking light bird, like this light eagle and shit.
That's cool.
But everything does look grim. Like they're about to get taken the fuck out when they hear horns blowing. And this is actually this. I think it's before the Cauldron's hyperbeams that they hear the first horns blown, but they hear horns blowing, and they look and they see that Baron is there, Tamlin is there, and Eris is there. So they all brought their fucking armies. Now they're entering the fucking battle. Yeah. So Tamlin had pretty much told Baron, grabbed him by the throat and drug him along to fight. So now they're all entering the battle.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of, oh, yeah. So they're entering the battle. It still looks bleak. Pretty much Rhys is telling everybody, because he's telling Cassie, or Azrael wasn't fighting at first, and he's telling Azrael to go fight like with the Illyrians and shit like that, knowing how bad Azrael's hurt. And then he's talking to Cassie, and he's like, this is the last time we're going to see each other because we're all going to die. Well, we're going to eventually end up in the same place, but like, I'll see you soon, bud. And
yeah.
He meant like, you know, them being dead.
Yeah.
Right. Because then you hear more horns blowing. And you see that Hybern has now unleashed a vast fleet of ships. A humongous fleet of ships. See, they had tried to get Miriam and then to help, but when they had went to fucking, what's the name of it? It's like Kracia. When they went to Kracia, that's what I'm going to call it. When they went to Kracia, it was all ruins and shit. So they weren't able to get them to help. So they got this armada coming. This would have been better if I told y'all earlier in the book, because when everything looks its bleakest and shit has hit the fan, that's when they notice that there is a large army of fucking bird wings coming across the ocean. And sure as shit, it's fucking Draken, Miriam. I don't think Nefel's with them, like noted to be with them. I guarantee you she's fighting in the battle, but it's Draken and Miriam, and they come. So you have this large bird army, but then you have this humongous armada too, like a humongous just fleet of ships also with them. So they get there, and Vassa, so you know Vassa?
Yeah.
The mortal queen that could turn into the Firebird, she starts attacking the other ships. So they're like, fuck, Lucian found Vassa, and fucking now there's this huge armada. And Miriam is sitting there talking with Feyre, and she's like, no, fucking Lucian didn't find them. They were found by this fucking one weird dude. Like, there's this fucking traitor guy who was like trying to fucking gather an army and said that his fucking kids were in danger or something like that. So he had to fucking gather these forces and shit. And he even named his boat after his daughters. And then she sees on the boat that they're named Elaine, Nesta, and Feyre. Her dad,
What?
Mr. Woodwhittler.
What?
Yes. At this point, I'm like jumping out my seat, dude. I'm fucking going crazy. I am so goddamn happy. Out
Out
happy.
of fucking left field.
Out of
Nowhere.
Out of left field, he
Stunned.
fucking realized that his daughters were in danger, that the mortal queens were bad. He knew this. Tracked down fucking Vassa and all them. Lucian didn't meet up with them until way later, until he had already organized all of this stuff. He already knew how bad things were in the mortal land. So he went around literally fucking gathering allies, gathering armies and shit like that, and has
Team Dad.
Yeah,
Team Dad.
bro.
So he's been in the shadows this entire fucking book.
And the entire time, they think he's off trading. Fucking no.
What a good fucking
And
dad.
raised,
Yeah.
and
What a
raised two
good
killer
dad.
daughters, and Elaine probably will like show up at some point as being like a top dog, but like two badass daughters, and he orchestrates this whole thing.
So like the battle is on, and the forces come. The Seraphim are helping out. Everybody's fucking. It's still a great fucking battle. This one Hybern commander just walks up to fucking monstrous Lucian, and he's like, let's fucking fight right now. So he's a badass too. So Rhys is off fighting him. At this point, Nesta, I can't remember where Nesta was at, but she was with Cassian. And I think the commander went to fight Cassian at first, and then Rhys was like, I'll fight him, and like the guy didn't care, but it didn't matter. Oh no, I think they get Nope. Okay, so Feyre and Amren are heading towards the cauldron, okay? And as they're walking up, they see the Weaver whooping ass, fucking people up. And then they hear footsteps coming, and it's the King of Hybern. And she's like, oh, fuck, you're interesting. And he just grabs her by the head and fucking snaps her neck.
Jesus.
Yep. And then she was like, the Weaver's still alive, but then he picks her up and fucking throws her to his fucking reptile dogs. No diff. Easy as fuck.
So just, KO on some of the strongest people.
KO on some of the strongest people. So then he goes and he's fighting Cassian, and he fucking whoops the fuck out of Cassian. Beats the goddamn dog shit out of him, breaks his fucking bones. His thigh bone is going through his leg, beats the fuck out of him. So Nesta goes to protect Cassian. At the same time, Amren and Feyre reach the cauldron. All of a sudden, Feyre can't move. And she's like, what's going on? And Amren was like, I lied to you. The way I explained how it was going to go down is not the way that it needs to go down, because they thought they were going to read from it and then break the fucking spell on it. And she's like, what? So Amren's just like fucking sitting there staring at her. So it shoots back to the fight. So they're back at the fight, and Nesta has, she's trying to protect Cassian, and he's like, I am going to fucking kill him. Before they even fight, oh my God, I forgot to tell y'all this too, because while they're down there fighting, Cassian's down there fighting, Nesta's down there, he shows up in the middle of the army, and guess who he's fucking holding?
Who's that?
Their dad.
What?
Yeah, the King of Hybern has
What?
her dad.
Fuck you.
No, this is after Cassian already gets beat up. Yeah, he fucking winnows away and grabs their dad.
Fuck you.
Yeah, and then he's like talking shit to Nesta, and he's like, well, fucking let's make a deal or some shit like that. Give me the power that you stole from the cauldron back. And then she's like, no. And he's like, all right. Snaps his fucking neck.
Wow.
Throws him on the ground. Right after, that was the second sad part. It's just right after that, fucking dad comes in, and you're like, fuck yeah. Mr. Archeron gets his shit split right there.
Didn't even get a first name.
Didn't even get a first name. Not even allotted that. Just did not even get a first name. So,
and then literally was worthless, and gets to come back being like, I'm a boss, and literally just gone.
Yeah, but he was also like, don't make a deal with these fucking people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
and he's proud of them and shit like that. Like he said the dad stuff. So then Nesta turns Super Saiyan.
Nice.
Yeah, so something kind of takes over her, and she looks at, this is actually during the Cassian fight. I have this all wrong out of order.
Jesus Christ.
So wrong out of order, because he beats the fuck out of Cassian. He goes to hurt Cassian again. That's when Nesta stands up, and she has been she's fucking just full of power, and she's looking at him with her head turned sideways like a predator. So she is in full cauldron mode, and then she swipes at the fucking King of Hybern and fucking launches him, shoots him far away.
Jeez.
Through fucking trees and shit, just anime moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the little poke, and then shoots him off. When he comes back, that's when he has her dad, and then
Then it goes, okay.
yep, and then he breaks her dad's neck. So he's sitting there, and he was like, "You should have made the fucking deal with me, you dumb bitch. You're gonna watch everybody that you love die." He's telling Nesta this. Nesta's still trying to protect Cassian. She's like, everybody you love is gonna die. Fighting me was futile. And as he's talking, a fucking blade goes right through his fucking neck. And Elaine is standing there. So Azrael, before the battle, gave her a blade called Truth Teller. It doesn't matter about that. I could have because I told y'all he gives her a blade again. And she uses that fucking dagger. She didn't use it the first time.
Yeah.
But she used the dagger this time and got behind the fucking King of Hybern and fucking stuck it through his fucking neck.
Nice.
So then Nesta stands up and grabs the blade and fucking starts twisting and shit and decapitates him.
Fuck
Yeah, just decapitates him right there and is holding his fucking head looking at it.
Hell yeah.
And there's a moment where she realizes, oh fuck, I just decapitated
She got
somebody.
too into it. She's like, fuck.
The problem is that the war is still going on, and they are still losing the war.
Well, yeah, and plus his power technically goes to somebody else, doesn't it?
No, he's not a High Lord or anything.
Okay.
Like that. He's just the King of Hybern. Or I don't know. That might be a setup for another book. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, yeah,
if his power goes to anybody else,
all the Fays, their power goes. So like if he's gained this much power, like
I know a lot of his is through spell books and shit too, and spells. So I'm glad I was able to piece that together here at the end.
We're there.
Yeah. So the war is still unwinnable, and Amryn said it finally goes back to Amryn and Feyre, and Amryn was like, the last page of that book was a spell to unlock me, essentially to free me from this Fey body. And Feyre was like, no, like you can't do it, because she's like, I'm not going to remember you guys. Don't like run or make any sudden movements. Team us, because I will end up killing you. And she fucking she breaks the spell on her, frees herself. See, this is what I thought when Elaine was talking about the Firebird falling, because Vesta didn't fucking fall that whole time. But then Amryn becomes this big fucking flaming angel thing. And have y'all seen the Godzilla movie where he fights the fucking multi-head dragon?
Yeah, yeah.
You know when he frees that volcano bird and it flies over the city and destroys everything?
Yeah.
That's what Amryn was doing in her like fire angel bird bitch phase.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, yeah. So she's like wiping out the fucking army, destroys the cauldron. It destroys the cauldron in the process. And they see her power fade over the ocean, and she pretty much just turns into like a glimmer and goes away. So that's what she used all of her energy for that. So now the army has been destroyed. The King of Hybern is dead. Rhys walks up and he's talking with her when they notice that there's a gaping hole in the ground that's pretty much like a black hole because the cauldron is destroyed. So they're like, fuck, we destroyed the cauldron and now it's going to fucking destroy Prythian and everything in it. So they have to repair the cauldron. So what's like is like, you know what I'm saying? I might be getting that fucking saying wrong. So Feyre has to piece it back together with her powers. She doesn't have enough. So Rhys is like, here, use mine. So Rhys gives all of his energy for her to fix the cauldron, and it ends up working. The cauldron is fixed, and she was like, fuck, I'm glad that worked, Rhys. And then she turns around, Rhys is dead. Yep. Rhys gave all of his fucking power and died right there so the cauldron would fucking fix itself.
To save everybody and...
So she lost her man, she lost her dad. Yep. She's fucking losing everybody.
Amryn's gone, Suriel's dead. Crazy, right? Rhys is immediately brought back to life.
Yeah, that's what I was.
You knew it was coming because I did it in the first episode. Rhys, they come up and they're like, "Can't we do that thing where we give all the power?" And they're like, "No, you were mortal. This is different." But it's not different. They're still able to do it. So they all do the kernel of power and gave it to Rhys, except for he needs one more kernel of power, and that's from Tamlin. So Tamlin walks up and she's like, "Please, I'll do anything. I'll make any deal you want. Any deal." And
I want you back.
To save Rhys, to bring Rhys back to life, I'll do it. And you know what Tamlin says? I just want you to be happy. And he makes the little fucking thing in his hand.
Oh,
yep.
Damn.
Fucking
Showed up finally.
He showed up finally. He's still a bitch, but still.
Yeah.
He showed up finally. He was a man finally at a moment where he could have been anything other than, he could have been the biggest bitch in the world, made any deal he wanted to. And he was like, I just want y'all to be happy. He makes his little seed of power, gives it to Rhys. Rhys comes back to life. He makes a joke. He's like, I don't have none of y'all's powers, because I thought that was a thing, but they immediately told us it was not a thing.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have their powers. So they immediately, because the way he went out too, it's like not this big trying moment, but I was like, I just feel like he's not dead.
Yeah.
Like, so they immediately bring him back.
Why kill him though? Like I get it, but at the same time,
I think that was for Tamlin though. That was a moment in writing for Tamlin to show his growth,
redemption,
because he did save her. He saved her at the camp. He brought the army, brought Baron, and then fucking in the moment he could have been the biggest, pettiest bitch ever. I think that's why it was written like that, because any deal you have to fucking go with it or horrible consequences happen. So he makes that deal, which is funny because if you break deals, because remember him and Tamlin and the King of Hybern made a deal, but if you break a deal, like horrible shit happens. But he broke that deal, so I don't know if horrible shit's going to happen to him in other books, but
I'm sure it'll come back at some point.
At the biggest chance that he had to be a bitch, he decided to be an upstanding dude and fucking.
I'm glad he came back, because when I was Googling earlier, I was like, why do, or like, I'll give us something about Rhys, and it was like, how did Rhys die? And I'm like,
Oh shit, yeah. But he immediately comes back. Also, Amren then comes out of the cauldron.
As Amarin?
Yeah, and I'm like, is there no stakes in this fucking show? Like in this book series, are there no stakes? But Amren's now not high fae. She's just regular fae.
But isn't she like ungodly? Like,
But not
entity?
anymore. Not anymore. Now
So
she's
she
just
lost all that.
Yeah, she lost all that. She's just a
because
fae.
she destroyed the cauldron.
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
used all of her powers. Now she's just fae, which is good for I guess whatever future enemy they set up. Whatever future enemy, whatever future enemy they set up, Amren cannot just like no diff them, and fuck them up.
you guys
But,
got
I
to
mean, that's the
nerf
fun
people
part,
somehow, yeah.
You got to nerf them a little bit, yeah. So Amren's now back. The cauldron is put back together, and now they are doing a peace treaty, which everybody bitches and argues with, but then they end up doing the fucking peace treaty. And pretty much they want to find out where to send the cauldron. They end up sending the cauldron to with Miriam and Draken, because they're like, hey, will you fucking watch over this cauldron and make sure nobody does anything bad with it? And they're like, sure. Some of the things that are still going on, though, because it just ends lovey-dovey. You know what I'm saying? The book ends lovey-dovey. There's no big plot twist that lets you know that anything else in the book was happening, because it's like the Mortal Queens are still a problem, but then Vass is like, I could take care of them. And then we know that Vassa wants, because, Feyre's curse breaker. They're like, I would like you to be able to help me to break this curse against this fucking death god that has me. And that's when I was like, oh, it's Cushjay. It's fucking Weaver and Bonecarver's brother. So I guess that's what they're setting up for the next book too. Other than that, I was like, damn, they could have wrapped it up here.
Why didn't they bring back their dad?
Right. That's another thing too. Why don't we have just the almighty Whittler now? The all-powerful Whittler.
It's
But I
always
think-
the ones you want to come back the most. They're not going to come
But I
back.
think too much time had passed.
Yeah.
Because he had been dead for a minute before the war was over.
Like, just be like, hey, pick up dad, because we're gonna try and bring him back to life in a little bit. Just like grab his ass, drag him out of here, and
We're going to tape a spine together though too.
Yeah. Which you want a few people to stay dead, or like you said, there's
no
stakes.
stakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no, and I get all of it, but I'm just like, man, dad is a fucking do nothing. Then he's the best, and then immediately dead too.
dude, I'm telling you, during that part, I had cold chills all over me. I was like, fuck yeah, Team Dad. And then a chapter later, he dies. I was like, no, why giveth and then taketh away? So we know that's like an upcoming thing for them, is that they're going to have to handle all of that. I think that's it. Like, that's the kind of stakes we have, is like they got to deal with the Mortal Queens, and then they have to free Vassa from Cushjay. If it's not him and it's some other sorcerer, then whatever. But I mean, I guess that is a good enemy to have in the next book, is a death god. But yeah, it ends pretty well. I'm trying to make sure I wish I wouldn't have thrown the papers down.
Can I just say something?
Yes, sir.
This by far has been the most fun episode we've done so far, and I think although you played a little fast and loose with some details and mixing up some papers and getting us a little confused, but ultimately it was the most fun read through of so I'm saying from episode 1 to episode 4, like the quality.
Well, I think that's the
has
beauty of the
gone-
podcast too, because I don't think anybody should watch this podcast if they've not read the book.
Yeah,
So I think the fun in it is you got this fucking
us being confused as fuck.
ADHD riddled goblin trying to explain to y'all a book, and then they've read the book, so they understand what I'm trying to get at. I do really hope that I didn't miss any kind of setup at the end. I don't think I did. Everything was pretty cut and dry at the end of it. There was no, fucking Rhys is resurrected immediately, and I knew it was going to happen too. But they were like, no, it's different because he's a high lord. You were mortal, so it's not the same. But we're going to do it anyways, We're going to try it out, and if he comes back to life, he comes back to life. And then he came back to life. I didn't even have the last one on there. We do get a Rhys POV of just lovey-dovey shit. I thought like something was going to come of it, like they were going to be standing on the balcony and talking to each other, and then there was going to be a big attack or anything like that, and there was not. I know Baron wasn't happy when he left.
Chicken attack.
Oh, fuck yeah. If y'all haven't seen that, look it up. Chicken Attack song. But
Immediately.
yeah, Baron left. He was unhappy. There was a little bit of like tension and shit like that. Other than that, yeah.
What the fuck are you mad about if like you took out the king, shut down this thing, like working through whatever is going on? Like, what you mad about?
They're just still being bitches and doing their petty arguments and stuff. And they're like having these councils at the, because they were like, we had a council at the, where I guess Feyre and them used to live. Everything's destroyed though. So they're sitting in these destroyed shacks trying to make treaties and stuff like that. And she's like, the first one, we just argued the whole time. I'm like, why? Y'all won.
Yeah.
Y'all literally won. Everybody, pretty much everybody was on the side of, we don't like what Hybern's doing. Like I said, there was like Baron and shit like that, but I know she meets Nefel. She does. She gets to meet her, and Nefel like nods at her, so they recognize that they know each other and they've heard stories about each other, which is a really sweet moment. But yeah, other than that, I don't know what happens I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the main antagonist is in A Court of Frost and Starlight, but
That one's gonna be a nice little dinner mint sized.
yeah, bro, like I'm gonna fuck that one up. That one's going to be easy to go through. And then we get to A Court of Silver Flames, I think, which is a breakaway from A Court of Blank and Blank. You know, it's just that it's all
flames.
one word.
Silver and flames.
Silver and Flames, exactly.
There we go.
Yeah, but I know this. Yeah, this is how I want the podcast to be, though. I don't want it to just be strictly me. Just there's beauty in me getting fucking like, whoa, what happened? What went there? What went there? That's the kind of like the beauty of it. And then us dudes just going over it. And then I'm sorry, the best moment in the series by far is Daddy and his ships.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Daddy and his ships, man. That was fucking. I cold chills all over my body.
Yeah, as soon as you were like, this guy, like, I was like, no way is fucking Dad coming out of the woodwork to like, and then you listed the names on the boats, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna let you guys know for future episodes. It might be the whole book in one episode. I might have to split up the book. We do have a lot of things that we do. Also, with just in life in general. I'm also a father of 3 kids, so I do like hanging out with those guys. So
I just found that out today. I thought you only had 2 kids.
that is crazy, though. Yeah,
That is crazy.
Yeah, I have 3 beautiful autistic little children.
Not all of them are autistic, right?
He's counting you and me.
Yeah.
Oh.
In that.
Well, then that's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, daughter has ADHD, and then the other 2 are autistic, and then youngest one nonverbal autistic.
Well, I still think it's spectrum. Nobody's off it.
Oh yeah, yeah. We all have the social or anxiety and everything. So yeah, it's just it affects us all. And damn it, if that's not beautiful. But yeah, the next one is A Court of Frost and Starlight. If you're watching this and you're like, oh well, I want to be really into the next episode, you can watch it, or you can read the book, or if you just like me explaining the book to you, fucking buckle up. I'll get through.
Come along on the ride.
I'll give you an idea of what happens in the book. I'll give you a tidbit.
Honestly, like I would love to be able to invest 26 hours to watch or to listen to that one there. But I am also a father and running businesses and trying to keep everything in like my wife's business. Like, so everything's going on. It would take me a month to listen to 26 hours of that fucking book. Like, it just would. So
it is very, very tough. It is very, very tough. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, then make sure you tell a friend about it. Tell a friend. That's the best way the podcast grow. And I don't know, just live like Nefel. Use your greatest weakness for strength. Unless your greatest weakness is fire, then don't use that for strength. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Have a good one, everybody.
later.